Give me a truck.
Quarterback shit when I'm I said I said quarterback shit when I'm under the center. Game plan sick, talking under the weather. You know what we doing? I need that all expense paid inclusive. I'm the plug, so I'm plugged into it. About money like with Jewish white Christmas. I'm Scrooge, bitch. My mood is on cruise ship. If you ain't tuned in, you ain't vibing with my moon man. I move shit like Carrie. I'm the cold truth, Fletcher Reed, Jim Carrey. Everything mooey, that mean the price varies. Need that designer cream shit and all Ben and Jerry's. Cream get the money like 36 chambers. Baskin Robbins shit, 31 flavors. Keep it moving.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Everything on me. Yeah, tell him Bogart scot-free. Lottie-dottie. Fuck with blow shoot, trolling 5 Molly. Heard I carry weight, move packs like a dolly. And I stay fuming, clock me doing Godspeed. Business booming, back-to-back trips, moving multiple units. Got mules, got universal soldiers, getting money for sure. Yeah, we ain't shrugging shoulders. You think I'm lucky getting over, made it far, cause I'm sharp, fuck a 4-leaf clover. On my 89, minus the flat top. Getting packs off, smoking on a cash crop. Money talk, if you're broke, then you can't talk. Play a never-ending ball game, Sandlot.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Getting money when I land there. Smoking all loud so I can't hear. And if your boys bring the noise, all y'all pussies getting scraped pap smear. Codeine got me leaning, pizza. Put your boy on point, pyramid of Giza. I'ma rock like this till I'm an old geezer. No pizza parlor, but we deliver pizzas. Ask Uncle Sam, I'm taxing. Look, my no hands telepathic. I can make things move, I'm carefully calculated when I make these moves. I run shit, don't let me get loose. I'm all about my decks, trying not to get goosed. Keep it moving.
In the motherfucking building, man. Top of the top.
Good morning, champions. What's up, motherfuckers? Let's go.
Come on now, Guten Morgen.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to my dog, Marcos from Z Future. You get a truck. You get a truck. You get a truck. They called him Elon on the stream, dog. Shout out to my bruh.
You know what I'm talking about? Hey, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that has conquered the war. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do. You know, just pull it out, man. But I definitely came short. I came short. Shout out to my man Sweetness.
Shout out to Sweetness.
At least I could say I could, like a true dickhead, I managerial mistaked him into a championship. You didn't really win it, Sweetness. I gave it to you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
But
You wrapped it up.
on the flip side of that, it's kind of ironic.
You threw a bow on it.
Still got away with a bunch of big bags, and you never know. You never know what it's like until you really have a true brethren. You know what I mean? Shout out to all y'all. I love to see the joy to all the homies cross the panel. Everybody's conquered several mountains. Let's fucking go.
Oh, dog! I seen a perfect season for the first time since I've been in fantasy football since 2009. I've never seen a perfect season, and the motherfucker that beat me is my cousin in that championship. So shout out to my motherfucking cousin.
Shout out to Kev. I'm in that league too,
dog. 100%, man.
I witnessed it for the first time as well, and I wasn't even aware that was going on until the playoffs started. You're like, Kev's undefeated right now.
Undefeated, dog. That motherfucker made it happen, bro. For real, for real. Shout out to Cuzzo. He beat me in 2 championships, man. So Cuzzo Kev name, he beat me in this league too. So his name is up here for the second time. And I think we started this league maybe 2015 or maybe a little bit earlier than, I don't know. But I can go back and check. But yeah, though. So shout out to Cuzzo Kev. He won 2 championships in our leagues, man. And that motherfucker, he's on that right there, man. So yeah, let's go, Cuzzo.
Yeah, shout out to Cuzzo Kev. And to all the brand new reigning champions, because you have tuned in to a championship Talk That Shit edition of the Way Your Champion. Let's go, man.
You ain't in the motherfucking building, man.
We're in the motherfucking building. Hell of a year. And it's not done. We're not. We don't stop.
Never stop.
It's actually a little break, huh? This week is like a little break.
Yeah, well, shout out to everybody in the chat real quick. We got Emil. What's up, bro?
What up,
Chase,
Emil?
of course, won 2 leagues. Thanks for the help, fellas. Man, that's
go,
what
man. Chase, let's go.
Congratulations. Hot Atlanta, stand up, peanut butter and jelly in the house.
Let's go.
In Madden. 5 first half picks made him cry and quit.
Damn.
Shout out to some of the new faces up in the chat. Other people, if you guys are the first time here, go ahead and hit the like and sub up button. We are 8 away from 250, which has been a goal of ours for a couple of weeks here. Trying to push up to that 500, so make sure you guys are hitting the like and sub. We appreciate you. Casey Welch in the house. What's up to Megan Hughes?
What up, Casey?
What's up,
Shout out to Bria Fandana Bobetta.
Bria!
Timothy Chavez in the house.
What's that, Chavez?
Brandon, he's on fire.
He's on fire.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate everybody for showing up, showing out. We have a great show lined up for you guys today. We have fantasy overperformers and underachievers for each position. Plus, we'll go through all the fantasy row stuff with you guys, letting you know how we did in our seasons as well.
This will kind of tell the story when we're looking at these players.
It definitely will. It definitely will. So if you guys let me know if you're ready to jump into it. We can. When
you guys hear us reference Fantasy Row for all the newcomers, Fantasy Row is an acronym, WROE, the fantasy wide range of emotions. And sometimes you might get the row in that boat. You know what I mean? But hopefully you're rolling in the best way. You know what I mean? Because there's other people that are floating upstream to the promised land and they conquered it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Shout out to them. Well, to kick things off, we can get started with the all-important quarterback position. All right. First up, quarterback overperformers. And quarterback number 1 on there, we'll start with, and I didn't want to do this, but Never Lawrence, ADP, QB 21, finishes the fantasy football season in points per game, QB number 6.
Wow.
So we can talk about each player for a little bit, and then he can move on down the list.
Right out the gate, I think he's matched the highest of his finish ever, because I think in fantasy, I think he's finished QB 6 before, one time before. That was the highest he's ever finished. So shout out to Liam Cohn. I mean, that goes back to some of our offseason content where we weren't necessarily worried about Baker's loss of Liam Cohn as much as we might have overlooked Liam Cohn's addition to Lawrence would have propelled him like this, like he's done for Baker prior to that. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like the same progression of what Caleb Williams is doing it with his first year with Ben Johnson. Each game that then progressed through the season, they're learning the offense, because T-Law was, even though they was winning games, it wasn't like he was really dominating like he has been for these last 4-5 weeks. 100%, you know what I mean? So yeah, being drafted as a Q or going as a QB 21 and finishing with at points per game as QB 6, bro. Like when he had what was that, a 5 TD game against Indy a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, he
Oh
was
my
on.
man.
Yeah.
And he's been rushing the football in this
I
last
think
week.
he had a 6
And not only
touchdown
that,
game.
that is like BTJR dudded out. He missed Strange for a while. Fucking ETN finished. He's got to be a fucking RB1 right now, if not a high end RB2. So the offense it just wasn't hella progressing, and they wasn't lighting shit up. But as the season went on, and then the defense, because like how you said, Bogey, they might have been feeling signs. They getting pick sixes and all types of shit early in the year. So yeah, man, just shout out to T Law for learning the offense and progressing.
Matthew Stafford deserves a whole lot of recognition here, and the quarterback premium setups. We're talking he was QB 19 and finished QB 2. Shout out to Stafford for winning championships. Whoever did the zero QB stuff and had Stafford,
Zero QB.
I had Stafford as a must draft on my preseason or my all season videos on my mama.
Yep.
In a pretty bad game in
championship. He was going in the late teens. He was going in the 6th rounds, 5th rounds, 7th rounds, in a super flex.
Super flex.
This is the type of quarterback we drafted and we got QB2 results from. I'm sorry, T-Law. You gotta step aside. I play quarterback premium, and that motherfucker Stafford, he fucking killed it this season.
Yeah.
Facts. And see, this is the first time he threw over 40 TDs, and I want to say about 5 years.
Yeah,
he ain't been throwing TDs like that. The yardage has always been there. That's why we haven't been getting the value for him as a fantasy quarterback. Now here it is. This motherfucker didn't do 40 TDs. 14 of them went to Devontae Adams. Going into last night, he was still the touchdown leader in receiving TDs, and he ain't played in a couple of games.
It had a different feeling right out the gate for the Rams. They definitely weren't putting their best foot forward that evening, in my opinion. They didn't have the best plays out there. They didn't have the best defensive setups and schemes to really trick a quarterback.
I think it was a perfect example of you have Raheem Morris, who's, although the Falcons are bad, he was Sean McVay's DC for years. They actually went on that Super Bowl run together. With the last time we were talking about how when Stafford threw for 40. Ironically, here's another correlation. That year, when Stafford, the last time he threw for 40, they won the Super Bowl, but he also led the league in picks, right? That year. You know who he was tied with? You know who he was tied with? Trevor Lawrence. He was tied with Trevor Lawrence that year.
Oh my God.
The Rams were faking like he was dying.
He's only thrown 40 TDs 3 times in his career, y'all.
Yeah, they'll probably treat Stafford the same way this offseason too. It's like, man, we just can't get going. We don't ever.
Remember, coming into the season, he didn't play no preseason or that because, like you just said, Peacock, because of the back, the epidurals, and he didn't do nothing this whole off season.
Yeah,
epidural or PEDs?
PEDs.
He came back and then
at his age, it's probably
preseason, and then
100%.
mentioned that this was.
And he lives in California, so he got a whole lot of medicine, man. He knows what it's
good.
Allegedly, Stafford.
I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor.
Do you think that he sticks to his word and sticks around, like regardless of Super Bowl or bust for him? Or we're definitely seeing him, right? Like that's what he said.
Yeah, I think he's locked in for next year, big bro. Because they're going to go on the road. They're going to have to go to Chicago or Philly, big bro. And we seen what happened last year in Philly in the playoffs. 100%. Not just saying because of recency bias, but yes, because of recency bias because of last night. 100%, big bro. Man, fuck the Lambs. You know what I mean? Look, NFC West type shit, 100%, big bro.
I get you.
So if they go in the league, you're going to see
I draft all their players.
I wanted to say fuck Kobe Parkinson. He just disappeared in the playoffs.
Showing
Shout
the
out to the Rams. Shout out to the Lions and man,
as much as I hate them in real life, I love all of them in fantasy.
And then Higgins, he scored a touchdown in that game. So ironically, the youngsters on the Texans, they did show up on the championship Sunday. If you were desperate, and
I'm going to go on the limb and say this.
They at least came through for you with a touchdown.
Because
I got a question for the panel.
Go ahead.
Because we got Dumbass and we got Brissett. We know Dumbass is gonna get a contract no matter what. Has Brissett locked himself into maybe a 1 year rental starter next year for his performance?
With the Jets. Let's go.
You think he runs it back with Arizona after they ship Kyler out and they just try and find
I never thought of that option. That's a good option.
Hey,
Miami.
King D says that he's having audio issues.
I actually check your Bluetooth. Maybe you're hooked up to some headphones, TD, because I just went on YouTube to check it out, and our audio was coming through.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm looking at everybody's mics and their levels are up, so I think we're okay.
Okay,
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, Michael Wilson too, PB&J.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to the drummer, man. The drummer, show the drummer some love. He gonna make sure all this shit's straight, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love, yeah. Man, shout out.
Come on now.
Okay, there we go. King D says he can hear now.
Here we go.
Good deal.
Okay, so now on the flip side, like when you're talking about Jaden Higgins and Noel, and then we're looking at CJ Stroud where he went this year. I think next year he's a hell of a value because now if you're talking, we have Nico, Higgins, and Noel, and it's not just an idea anymore. It's actually what we saw. Like we might even get a good preview.
But doesn't the Texans get the other wide receiver back next year too?
Tank Dell?
Yeah.
That's even better news for CJ.
Exactly.
There it is.
But I was hoping we'll see what's up. We just got to pay attention to what happens to their offseason moves, what they do with. I think the offensive line coach has done a great job. So the guy they elevated from within is done decent. Nick Caley, I think the verdict is still out on him on what he can do. I know it's the first year in a complicated offense, but if they go on and fire him like they did, moving on really quickly from Bobby
then you got to reset and start over.
Yeah, and it'll be the third offensive coordinator in CJ Stroud's fourth season. So,
well, hopefully it's Mike McDaniel get fired from Miami and D'Amico go snatch Mike McDaniel, big bro.
Oh, you ain't lying, bro.
That's what you need.
Yeah, exactly. I doubt he'll move from over there, though. I think that Texans will probably be in the market to just keep Caley, and hopefully there's some continuity in the offense can grow. But
I think it's also predicated on how far they go in the offs too. Because if that's he could be saving something for the playoffs. You know what I mean? Or it's like hit him with some look they ain't seen yet.
I mean, we've seen this before with was it Washington where recently where they snuck into the fucking playoffs. You know how like NFC East they change it up every fucking season, and they got in one season, and I remember them.
Yeah, they went all the way to the fucking title game
last year versus they beat the
Buccaneers.
And they beat the Lions.
Then they went into the Lions. They won and done them because they were coming off the bye week, and then they went and lost in Philly against Philly.
Yeah.
Oh, hot take. Whoever gets finishes with the number one seed in the AFC, it's going to hurt them the following week, whether it's the Patriots or the Broncos.
Ooh, because they're playing the Texans.
Whoever they play in the following week, I think just like that lower seed comes in rolling hot without the bye week.
Oh,
yeah,
I think Mike Vrabel is able to fucking like.
I think he'll do a better job than the Broncos of getting.
Nightmare fuel on natural grass. It plays in better for them, big bro.
What not being in the playoffs was like. This guy is a playoff knowing motherfucker.
The defense is always going to travel. Oh my mama, I ain't worried about y'all on the road.
I'm excited for the playoffs. It's going to be
100%.
fun. Okay, so we talked about Dumbass from 33 to 13, Brissett from QB 76 to 16. He was going crazy for a bit. Let's get to.
How about the Brock real quick?
Let's get off of Brock. I think there was some minimal standards for this. Hold on. I didn't.
And see, if you drafted Brock, then you drop Brock. And then if you were able to pick Brock up, especially in a single QB league.
Oh, that's right.
And that motherfucker, because that's how I won my shit. I drafted Brock in that league in like the 13th round. I'm gonna put the draft board up, a picture of the draft board up. But I drafted Brock in like the 13th round, and I traded Sutton.
Okay.
Sutton and Brock for Baker, right? So Baker hadn't been doing shit after Mike Evans and Ibuka got hurt, right? So I had been trying to trade for a quarterback. I was trying to get fucking Jackson Dart, and it was another quarterback that I was trying to get, right? So I didn't make no move for no quarterback. Boom. In comes Brock. A dart throw. Man, let me just go ahead and swoop this motherfucker up, bro.
Right.
Off to the races. So, when we talk about drafting Brock, especially like I said in the single QB, I got him in the 13th round. He pissed you off because we had 6 games of Mac Jones. You feel me?
That's
so maybe going into next year for sure.
Wow.
I mean, he continues to ride to success. Only thing is that the C-Mac was our WR1, you know what I mean? And he got over 400 touches right now. So how are we going to approach this going into next year with this offense?
I know. And then Ayuk's probably out of there. And then,
we ain't had Ayuk all year, and we putting up 30 points per game.
I'm just talking about
fuck him.
What's the outlook for next year?
Sure.
Well, New England's got a little distraction right now. Stephon Diggs is facing felony charges.
What? On what? For what?
Like,
Has he been
charged?
I heard strangulation and some other stuff that him and his attorney are denying. But we can get into that later when there's more news.
I just happen to see it.
So we have some questions in the chat. Who's the biggest bust at QB? We'll go into underperformers. Excuse me, right now.
Underperformers.
Biggest QB underperformances 2025. Coming in at number 1, Lamar Jackson.
He was pretty solid for the first 5-6 weeks. So depending on how you utilize that.
The injury stuff. He finished at
I
points per game QB 17.
right at the perfect time, and I felt like I dodged a bullet there. I was like, shoo!
That's one thing about going
there you go, Bogey. I got Lamar.
That's one thing about going into the draft is that we can't predict injuries. You know,
good on you, man.
But you can always prepare for injuries. 100%, bro.
Too nervous.
Drafting Lamar, and see, that's one of the reasons why you don't want to go high on these QBs. 100%. You can go rewind the footage from the West Side League, bro. When I first made my first pick, man, we not fucking drafting no QBs early. We're not doing that, bro. 100%. Fuck that. We can go
and that's a non-QB
the value of Matt Stafford. You got Stafford as a 7th round pick in Superflex. I don't give a fuck if Lamar had a 5,000-yard season going into this season. That's what he had, 4,800 yards, almost 40-something TD.
Trevor Lawrence was right around the same area.
No.
Absolutely, and that's not even a dangerous area because you had multiple choices. You know, you had your pick of like 5 quarterbacks that ended up being QB1s, like hella way late.
And then the Josh Allen shit though. So like, right, he's paid dividends for you.
He's always 1 or 2.
But you ain't won your championship because of him. That motherfucker is part of the reason why you got an L at week 17.
Yeah. Week 16,
my Josh Allen
week
were
16
one
in
and
a
done.
row.
I got a team winning in week 16 and I escaped.
Yeah, I didn't. I died. I did much more though.
He killed all the Josh Allen teams. More than likely had a bye week in all of our dynasties because I sure did. And both of my Josh Allen teams came off the bye week. Done.
Oh, my mama, bro.
Done.
But see, like, Baker didn't miss no time. Jalen Hurts ain't missed no time. Shitty offense in Philadelphia to where they're capping him on his run because he usually averages 15 rushing TDs, 14 rushing TDs per year. And I don't know exactly where he's at right now, but I can pull it up. And that's not happening. He's usually at 15 rushing TDs and about 25 passing TDs. He's not nowhere near that. And he played all year. Baker, you got him single quarterback 5th, 6th round. That motherfucker damn near played all year, but injuries capped his motherfucking ass. That's just surrounded him 100%. So them is real bust too as well, though, bro. 100%.
Hey, this morning, I kid you not, first thing I did when I had some time, I went to my sleeper and I wanted to do the old kid special of throwing people up on the trade block. And the only name that I knew that I was throwing on that trade block was Josh Allen. And I wanted to get the fucking world for him. No lie. Like, this is Dynasty. This motherfucker finished number 1 or number 2 overall in these leagues. So I'm valuing him as the best quarterback and probably overall fantasy asset right now. It's Dynasty still.
Okay, so I made a mistake. Jalen Hurts got 25 passing TDs, but he only got 8 rushing TDs.
Yeah, and I think he's averaged like a dozen, right?
It's damn near 14 to 15 for the last 3 years going into
Crazy
this
work.
year.
Yeah, you know, the QB just overall this year, the landscape of the QB was crazy. I mean, looking when we were just on the flip side of this, we're looking at a guy like Jacoby Brissett. You know what I mean? Like placing as a QB1 this year. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, it's just it was a crazy injured year in that aspect. You know what I mean? And we're not even just talking about injuries to QBs. We're also talking about injuries to star players that downgraded QBs. Like when you don't have, okay, for what it's worth, Tua. Tua's always like a decent value because no one pulls up Tua high, but like he's capped if he doesn't have his weapons because the weapons is what brings the allure to him, right? Or you have a Jared Goff. Like Jared Goff got hella weapons, but it's like one of the main weapons is a running back. So it's like a lot of times you get down there, he steals it from Goff. You know what I mean? So it's been a quite the year. Then there's Dak, who's like, you know what I mean? Dak is just slinging it, man. Like you can depend on Dak to be as long as that team just stays owned by Jerry Jones. Like you know what I mean? They're gonna be in shootouts forever.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for the underperformers. JD5 right there getting injured.
Injuries.
And then we got Kyler. I don't care about your injury, Kyler. You're trash.
Yeah, you're just an underperformer. Kyler, you're on this list every year.
And that's the community's fault for hyping him up so much. It's like, the upside of the run game, and blah,
I'm
blah,
not
blah.
even a hype. I don't even hype him ever.
No, I'm saying it's the community's fault. I know you
I
don't.
drafted him in the biggest.
No, he's scoring right now. Witness this. Look at him.
I've always hated this guy, no matter what his value is.
And then you took him in the 32.
I took him in the 32.
That was a surprise.
In the second round, I'm like, man, I didn't even. I'll never go back and look at that and decide whether or not. It's like, man, where would I have gone if I had known the future?
Yeah, just to
or just done my own homework. Like I already did the homework. I already did the research. I already done all the right moves to know not to get fucking Kyler, and I still fell for it.
I thought he was smoking a cigar.
When you play in chess and you make a blunder and you lose your queen to a fucking bishop, man, that's the feeling right now for me.
Yeah, Kyler ADP QB9, finished QB22 before injury and getting shut down. Baker QB7 to QB19. Hurts ADP QB3 finishes at QB9, which isn't too bad. And then JD5, of course, QB4 all the way to QB15, and I had him in the 32.
Don't take quarterbacks early.
In fact,
no matter
we know the recipe. It's wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. They just fucking take them all off the board, bro.
That's a fact. And you know what's funny? Next year, you're going to see a lot more people pull up these running backs higher because there's a lot more running backs finishes.
That's what I did this last year. I was on the. I was digging everybody's
eggs. Will probably help you stay on track and keep on that wide receiver heavy format.
Yeah, I got a lot of value. I got a lot of value with later round running backs, 5th through the 10th round, 100%.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Shout out to Javonte Williams.
Shout out to Etienne too, bro. 100%. Shout out to DeAndre Swift. All them DeAndre Swift, Javonte, and Etienne. I said draft them motherfuckers at the beginning of the season, dog. 100%.
Speaking of that, let's move on to RB overperformers.
Performers.
Come on.
Overperformers.
That would have been it right there.
And overall fantasy finish. Compared to overall fantasy finish. Coming in at number 1, Travis Etienne. ADP running back 31. Fantasy points per game, RB 12. Databoo at number 2, RB 37 ADP. Points per game, RB 9. Javonte Williams, ADP 39. Finishes PPR running back 13. Rico Dowdle, ADP 59, finishes at RB 20, and Kenneth Gainwell, yes he can, ADP 185, PPR points per game finish, RB 23.
Shout out King Gainwell. Yeah.
Shout out to Kenny Gainwell.
Definitely win this one, but shout out to JD and the Heart to Start. We got the whole list right here. I maybe not I know I was always a Rico guy, and a lot of us were. Scatterboo, yeah, I'm pretty sure we were up on that Scatterboo hype train preseason too. Um, Giants are the Giants. They only had what they had. So yeah, we were telling you that's a good value pick right there too. But definitely the ETN and the Javante. We had shorts on that. In fact, 100%.
Come on now. 100%. And see, that's the thing about the like, if you go zero running back, then you got action like that kid is saying, man, going all wide receivers, bruh, and then hitting late on these fucking running backs 100%. Or if you want to go anchor RB, get you your first RB in round one, whether it's Bijan or Javante, Jameer, and then go, start hitting the other positions 100%. But also once we get to these tight ends, the only tight end that the early round tight end was McBride. 100% that fucking crushed his shit. You know what I mean? Or had the same season as last year, but he had about 8 TDs this year.
So,
you know what I mean? So
when I'm so happy that you brought that name up because I was trying to hold in this my favorite second round pick of the draft, and that's Trey McBride. The managers that said, "Hey, I see the value in tight end, especially if you had a tight end league. Some of us don't play in tight end leagues, but it's a premium. But anyways, any format, McBride finished as a top 12 to 15 performer at your we'll call them flex positions. Wide receiver, running back, tight end. The the value that you get from that is 100 points difference from second place. So the running backs and the wide receivers, they're not that big of a difference. So in value, that's where McBride makes up that difference for some of these playoff winning teams. McBride definitely was around, and you were either frustrated or happy because he showed up in fantasy playoffs too, man.
100%.
Big
I played
time.
against him in the championship that night.
Yeah.
100%, bro. And he got his touchdowns late in that game on week 17, bro.
Garbage time.
He wasn't doing shit for damn near the whole motherfucking game, and then here he comes alive. He's alive.
Yeah, they said this after that because he was seeking that record. I guess he got the most receptions for a tight end in a season ever with 117 or whatever it was. So
and
they were trying to get him.
Years with 100 receptions.
Yeah, and they got him over. He ended up with 10 catches and a tug. So, but yeah, a lot of it was in garbage time for sure, especially the tug.
Yeah.
Hey, but like you said, against Cincinnati, Bogey, who we start?
Come on, whatever tight end. Like he had to get. He had to have one of the best tight end performances ever because he's one of the best tight ends this year, if not the best.
Hey, you know what?
Against the Bengals.
And you know what? Shout out to our boy that got the ball. What's my boy's name?
Nelson?
Shout out to Nelson that got the Trey McBride ball. Pause.
Oh,
yeah, man. Shout out to Nelson, man.
Yeah, Nelson
my
Carmona. Shout out.
Hey, he did that.
Yeah.
Hey, the GWN did that Trey McBride back-to-back season,
We
man.
made Trey McBride the best tight
did
end.
that. We helped motherfuckers get championships from last year going into this year with that, bro.
Right.
Spoke that bitch into existence. Oh, my mama.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny?
Gainwell, though. Gainwell was an undrafted player, bro.
Yeah.
And he gave you flex. He gave you damn near flex-worthy start probably from week 7 on all the way through, bro.
I remember telling distinctly on this show on the Wake Your Game Up, like it was early on in the year, we were doing like the Wake Your Game Ups, right? I was like, I think Kenneth Gainwell's the one to have over there. Because, we're just watching him try to fool with Jalen Warren. And I was speaking this from firsthand because I had that league where Kev went perfect in. I have Gainwell and Warren. And I was like, damn, I should be playing Gainwell. You know what I mean? Because, when you actually have, when you're paying attention to it, because you have the player on the team. And I'm like, dang, Gainwell's the guy. And then it became to a point where you could start both of them. But it was obviously a little too late for Jalen Warren to jump on this list. But, yeah, Gainwell did it consistently.
Bro, from week from week 11 all the way through week 17. 29.5, 18.2, 6.5, 16.2, 19.6, 23.8, and he dudded out in week 17. But he did have a damn good stretch from week 11 all the way through, bro. He had a 31-point game in week 4. Other than that, 5, 6 is 9, 9 again, 3.5. He had 2 eighth games. 3.5, you know, that's an eighth, 100%. You know what I mean? 7.4. Oh, he had somebody showed him love on a quarter, 100%. Somebody shorted him a gram, 2.4 game. Oh man, hey, yeah, you know, we bust shit down around here 100%. You know what I mean? Cold world around this motherfucker, man.
Yeah, man. Hey. And
shout out to Gainwell, man.
Yeah, shout out to Gainwell. This also I just want to reiterate this because, you know what I'm saying, around these parts in the Gen Wealth, you know, of course, we have many different styles and different approaches. But one thing that stands true for me, no matter what the trends are, I just go heavy receiver because running backs will pop up. You know what I mean? Running backs going to pop up. The elite receivers just don't. You either got to draft them or trade for them. You not necessarily just find maybe if you're in a shallower league, but you know what I mean, you're not necessarily just going to find this world beater at receiver 9 times out of 10 that you would be able to pick up a running back who could be, you know, have a little 3-4 week run there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the Rashad Pennies of the world a couple years ago. Remember that? Like 4 years ago, whatever it was. He had like a crazy 6-game stretch to close the year. Like you know, it's more often than not, you could find those guys throughout the course of the year at running back than you could at receiver.
For real. Well, Banks was saying that he feels like CMC was biggest ADP value player of them all, but
really?
Well,
I would say because
a lot of people still took him high, though. You know, that people were taking his shot where he was supposed to go.
In our leagues, he was definitely going later.
Most leagues.
Yeah, and in single quarterback, he was back in round 1, high second round pick as well. But getting him in the high second round, and for what he did this year, bro, that's a big steal, bro. Because usually, I mean, we only 2 years away from the 2023 season, and we 1 year away from 2024, which scared a lot of people, 100%.
Yeah, but his overall ADP didn't drop like some of these guys. We're looking at ADP jumps from like ETN, who was number 1 a couple years ago, all the way to being drafted as the last starting RB at RB 31, and then finishing at 12. So people were still drafting CMC in a fairly high range. Like he wasn't falling out of the top 12 running backs, right? So you know,
he was usually like running back 3 or 4.
So that's why for overperformance, it's not an overperformance.
No, for sure. No, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you breaking that down. But just like I wasn't touching it. In redraft, bro, that motherfucker was not on my radar, dog. 100% stiff arm, and I wish I would have took it 100% because I wouldn't have to try to trade for his motherfucking ass. 100%, and that's what I did. I gave up Josh Jacobs,
Javonte,
and Zay Flowers, bro. 100%.
Win.
Oh my!
I drafted him and fell out of contention and traded him.
I just had a great idea.
But did you get the whole trap house for him?
I got first.
Yeah, he actually still got into the playoffs, even.
Robert Spillane.
Spillane, the injuries.
And first and a second.
Hell of a name, that Spillane.
So for CMC in the dynasty, I got Kincaid, Spillane, a first and a second.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, you know, because that's the thing with CMC and Dynasty. It's like, okay, everyone, you know, you might be like, all right, do I jump ship now or wait again? Or, you know what I mean? It was like that with Derrick Henry.
Hey, you got the first and second in the same year draft, get it?
No, I got a second and 27. I got a first and 26 and a second and 27.
That first is still highly valuable, though. At least when I know what you're about to do with it. Also, you know what I mean? I'm used to taking the picks. I'm going to flip it to a player. You know what I mean?
I try to do that like literally day of draft or day right before.
No, that's a fact.
I'm not. This whole all season, I'm not
This is
touching
not the
my
first
pick.
time I've traded.
I'm not touching my picks until we get close to
I
April.
trade McCaffrey on
All my
100%.
draft picks is sitting, bro. I'm not touching none of my
Yeah,
picks.
my capital stay until draft day.
I will have you know, in most of my leagues, I don't even have any picks. What?
Lying.
we going in.
You got any?
Figure it out.
Who you got on the block then?
Josh Allen.
You know what's funny is I do have a couple Josh Allen teams.
Hey, both of them boys said Josh Allen. Oh, everything. We gotta get the trap out.
Single quarterback league where I have Josh Allen and I have Tyler Shuck on the Texas
But this is what I
squad.
want to do. I want to turn my Josh Allen into like a Drake May plus like a receiver or something.
I need some running. I need a running back and maybe a tight end I could turn Josh Allen into.
Like I don't have any shares of Drake May. I feel like I could get me a Drake May.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question. So right when the league advances, that's when y'all putting Josh Allen on the block?
No.
Yeah, and I just kind of let it bid it. I just kind of let people ghost bid against each other. They don't even know it.
I like what Peacock said, because what if they go get a receiver in the offseason?
That's a fact. I mean, like
how many years has he placed number 1 or number 2?
All he needs is his bat, man.
Yeah,
He's more consistent with.
I'm not
He was more
really
consistent with
concerned
Stephon
on what
Diggs
he
there.
needs and doesn't need because he just performs as a 1 or 2. So the
Exactly.
idea is,
But
hey,
he
I
did
got
have
the
2
number
down
1
games this
or
year.
number 2 finisher for the last 6 years.
That's
He did
what
have
I'm
2
talking
down
about.
games
So if
this
they
year.
go
We
get a
wanna root for
receiver
him.
in this offseason, if they go get
I
somebody
would,
in this
I would
offseason,
get
bro.
Puka. You know, that's what I would chase Puka. Puka is my MVP for fantasy. I won 2 championships. He's the only offensive player that was on both of those squads.
Let's go.
Come on now. He's
So
the part of the fraternity.
what I would do, I would trade for Puka plus. Obviously, I prefer a quarterback in that. But if I could get multiple firsts and stuff like that, then I would definitely pull the trigger. And hopefully, there's a manager out there that has that situation. It's just a quarterback away. They're like freaking super receiver top heavy, and they can afford to lose Puka. Something out there, you know. I've seen it all in leagues. There's different teams everywhere. You just got to find the right manager to make the deal with.
Yeah.
But you know, piquing the interest of that that said manager, that's what I like to do with the trade block. You know,
I feel like
that this guy's even available.
Yeah, I'm not jumping the gun on trying to trade Josh Allen right now, just based on we still got the whole offseason. You know, I mean, we're going to have some cap casualties. You know, they got some draft capital because they really not known for trading too much in the draft, even though they picks is going to be later on in the rounds, 100%, man. We're going to see some fireworks.
I mean,
I'm not ruling it because they have to go get a wide receiver.
The Dallas Cowboys just released Trevon Diggs.
Oh, shit.
Is it because him and his brothers is he involved with the thing too?
I don't know.
No, it was like some sort of strangulation and assault charge that he's denying.
Damn.
Stephon, back from December 2nd,
You know,
so earlier
you
this
know
month.
his brother, and I think they got another brother, and then the other brother and the friends, they're into some shit. Like they stick fools up and rob him and shit, type of shit.
Allegedly,
yeah.
Allegedly.
But
Allegedly
like so.
doing that.
Yeah, because there was some case that got thrown out, but but they're trying to throw it on. I think they're trying to throw it on Diggs, Stephon Diggs. But yeah, it was some weirdo shit. I ain't gonna lie. Allegedly.
Allegedly, he's running rapid.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys got anything else going out on some of these overperformers? You have any overperformers you can think of here? These are you had to finish in the top 24, so it may have been somebody who finished outside the top 24, but really jumped in your mind. But other than that, there's
who's at 24?
I'm not too sure. I don't have the list right in front of me.
Okay.
You got 24. I got it right.
Kenneth Gainwell was 23 in this PPR.
24 is Junkins.
Oh wow. And he,
but you know, he was drafted
he missed,
probably pretty high. As he heard. Well, maybe not, right? You know, undrafted. It just depends because of the whole.
The only 2 motherfuckers that I know consistently that drafted Junkins is Diamond Joe and shout out to my dog Tax that I played in the champion. Them the only 2 motherfuckers that I know that really was on Junkins. Pause. 100%, dog.
They were on his.
Junkins.
They were on his Judkins.
You ain't lying. It's like, oh, my Judkins. You're right, the Judkins. Oh, McConkey. You know, it's one of those. Like, it works.
News on both Diggs brothers today. Wild. Yes, sir, Brandon. Shout out to Brandon, one of the only other few Texans fans out there, hardcore.
Come on
I
now,
see
gang
Brandon
in the building.
always out there
You
on
guys
the
are like
H-Town
a
Huddle. Make sure you guys are
engaging
checking out our sideshow sister channels. We got Lee's Chargers Power Hour. We got my H-Town Huddle. Of course, the Hard to Start has all their nice OJ and a breakfast and various other podcasts as well. Plus, we do the live watch parties and Wake Your Game Up. Grit Don't Quit. We have a whole weekly slate of shows with the time slots that you guys can normally find us at. So make sure you are following along, liking, and subbing up if you haven't done so, or you're seeing this out on our various other platforms. In that regard, let's go ahead and move on over to
one more thing. My bad,
Oh,
big
sure.
bro. Me and Lee gonna be live tomorrow for the Hurricanes game. If any of y'all brothers pulling up tomorrow, you know what
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean.
pull
Me
up
and
and
Lee
have
gonna
some
be in
drinks.
this motherfucker
Ooh.
watching the Hurricanes run up and down the field on the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Let's get it.
Come on now.
CJ will probably be watching that game too, I'm sure.
Come on now.
Oh, shit, that's right. Alumni.
Facts.
All right, so let's jump on over to our running back underperformers. All right, leading the category, Mr. Saquon Barkley, ADP RB number 2, finishing points per game RB 17 in that Eagles offense.
Damn.
We also
Bad
have
drop.
the likes of Alvin Kamara, RB 16 to 38, Chuba Hubbard, 18 to 41, Pacheco, 23 to 51, and the lovable offseason darling rookie sensation Caleb Johnson, RB 27, finishing at RB 108 points per game.
Wow. He wins.
He went as like the second best running back of his class to like fucking
Nothing.
non-existent.
You know,
Kenneth
look,
Gainwell
let me
was
tell you
like,
something.
fuck that.
2 words, 1 name, Arthur Smith.
Cold world.
Yeah.
Fell out of favor.
And you know what's crazy about with Arthur Smith? When they finally went to go give Caleb Johnson his opportunity, it was the game against Seattle. And
He couldn't do
he-
shit.
remember, he fumbles in
The
the end
kickoff.
zone.
It was a
Oh, he
kickoff.
didn't fumble it. I think he didn't touch it or pick it up or some shit. I
Yeah,
don't
it was
remember.
something crazy. He did something that caused Seattle.
He walked right by it.
Seattle to score a touchdown on defense.
I think it touched him, and then they got the ball. If I recall.
That's what it was. And then someone just jumped on it
Oh, man.
in the end zone. Dummy. Caleb Johnson, running back 102.
Yeah, and I had Kamara as a must draft, and I had Saquon as a hard pass, 100%.
Yeah, I think-
As these two running backs on the screen on my mama.
And with
So
the
I'm 1 for
Saquon
1
thing,
right here.
I was definitely off Saquon going into this year's drafts this past offseason, solely based on, what we would have to pay to get him, 1. And then 2, he was coming off a 2,000-yard season. I think only LaDainian Tomlinson has done that, and then come back the next year to ball out. I don't think anyone else, maybe not even LaDainian Tomlinson, he might not have done that. Either way, to be the running back 1 2 times in a row, yeah, maybe outside of Todd Gurley in fantasy and LaDainian Tomlinson in fantasy, you don't really see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he didn't have the touchdown. He only had 15 TDs on 500 touches, 450 something touches. Jalen Hurts 14 TD rushing TD, so he was splitting the backfield with Brett. And Saquon, a lot of Saquon rushes was 20-yard rushes or more, 100%. You know what I mean? So banking on that to come into 2025, fuck no, dog.
The RB2 thing surprises me because I've seen him slip in the drafts that we were participating in anyway. But maybe
Yeah,
that was
you
because
got
that
him in
was
the
our
second round in
consensus.
one of our super flexes.
And considering that I got him in the second round and what he actually did, I didn't think it was like it kind of sucked because that
Well,
was.
you got an RB. You got
I
an
think
RB.
that
It went
motherfucker
West
was a
Side.
first round pick in the
No, it
West
wasn't
Side.
West Side. What was that?
Yeah, he was a first round pick in the West Side. I forgot who got him.
Who was
Derek.
that?
It was
Who?
Derek.
You got the draft board. Go
Yeah,
look.
tell me the player. I'll tell you right now.
It was Derek.
You got the draft board. Go
Just
look.
go look at
Saquon,
Saquon Barkley was
first round pick.
He was number 4.
Oh shit.
Yeah, to Derek.
Yeah, it went Jamar Chase, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley. Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs to myself, Jalen Hurts, Lamb, Jackson, Daniels, Jefferson, Neighbors, Collins, St. Brown. The first
No,
round.
you took Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I know I did. In my head.
You took Gibbs, and I took Gibbs
No,
in my head.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
And I'm just high on life.
Come on now, facts.
He's like, I don't like the Lions, but I'm high on life.
That shit was fun.
And the only reason why I took Jamar was because I let the timer expire, and then Candlestick he comes from behind and he says JD5, and I almost was probably thinking JD5 over Lamar. So
Oh shit.
No, man. And then Candlestick said that. And then I think I had like the next couple of picks coming up. And I was like, should I take him? And what did I do? I went Joe Burrow.
I panicked.
Yeah,
and
that
I
was the
went
first
Lamar
interview.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
went
Art said.
Chip.
So when we got the
went
confession
Joe
cam,
Burrow and then CJ
yeah, when we
Stroud.
got the confession cam, that's what the first thing Art was saying.
This
If Joe
motherfucker doesn't
Burrow
get
hits,
hurt.
that's the
My whole
best
season
pick.
would be
But if Joe
completely
Burrow
different
don't
over
hit,
there.
it's the worst pick. Oh my mama. That's
It
what
could have been
Art
the
was
best
saying.
pick. Look at how he
He
finished.
even
If he
said,
would have
I'm
been
worried
fucking
about that
healthy,
offensive
man.
line. That's what he said. He's like, I'm worried about that offensive line. He's
It's
like,
crazy because I was going to go Lamar
hit.
Jackson or JD5 if I didn't go Burrow. So it didn't matter.
It's like
Really.
almost destined in that
It was
aspect
destined for me to be fucked.
to get one of the dead QBs.
Yeah, hey, but you were still in contention for like this first 8 weeks, though, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
and
he
Yuta
was.
Buka was fucking killing it for a good while, and then I traded for Keenan Allen, and then both of those guys just died right before the playoff push.
Cold world.
That's what happened.
I know. I went
Aaron
all the way
Rodgers,
down to
I traded for
week
Aaron
14,
Rodgers,
and I
which
got
is crazy.
in that draft.
Oh, I
The
remember when you
West Side.
traded for Rodgers because I had
I traded Keenan Allen away for Aaron Rodgers.
nice.
Because I have
Yeah,
been
that was
trying to
pretty
get- I've been trying to get rid of Daniel Jones and Caleb Williams for the whole season. Oh my mama,
Man,
ain't
me too.
nobody fucking with me.
Daniel Jones. He'll be
Me and,
somebody
me
combining for
and
Daniel
Bakes,
Jones.
me and Bakes dance a lot because I was trying to get Jackson Dart, but we never
Hey, man,
made that happen.
congratulations, though. See, look at if somebody that could have changed the course of your path.
Cold world.
If
Yeah.
someone took that, you never know,
Yeah, 'cause-
right? So
That song said
During the
Steamboat had
stream,
first pick.
going
Jason and Josh
going
Allen.
into Saturday night, I didn't think I had a chance against Derek 100%. And during the stream, he like, JD, you got it. I'm like, before he said you got it, I'm like, no, bro, I think it's a wrap. And he like, no, bro, you got it. Rewind the tape, 100%, bro.
Yeah, I recall I was in the
I think I
stream
was
with
there
you.
too. I was there.
Cold
It
world.
was like Christmas or something.
West Side.
Christmas.
Side. Going through the list here, Kamara. Yeah, that was injuries as well.
I was
And
off
old age.
Kamara this year. Just
And then we have
because
Chuba. Chuba got hurt, and then Rico.
yeah.
Rico.
when
took
Rico
over.
happened.
He had a couple 200-yard games, I think.
Pacheco
Yeah, he
was
did.
disappointing.
I want to say one of them was against Green Bay.
Pacheco and them, they just couldn't run it in the Chiefs, period. Then Pacheco got hurt too. So it didn't matter. And then Kareem Hunt's like, I'll plot my way to 500 yards. Just
Yeah,
give
that
me
knee injury for
carries.
Pacheco, I think that was a primetime game. I think we was on stream for that. When Pacheco limped off to the sideline with that knee injury.
Yep. I remember. I was like, maybe he has his gun on him, allegedly.
Cold
That's why he's
world.
walking like that.
The gun was too heavy.
He was big stick.
Pause.
Was.
In this one, underperformers at RB that you guys can feel that hurt. I drafted Joe Mixon in a lot of places. He didn't even show up, so that hurt.
I did too. I had
For
him in the
me-
staff.
For me, it was being beat out on Javante in places I didn't get him. It's because like I went into most of these drafts like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna wait. Then I start pulling the trigger on Javante's and Money Gangs and Woody's, all the,
Yeah, Javante's an overperformer. RB39 finished at RB13.
Yeah, bro. And like, yeah, so I was mad in the places I didn't get him because it was just like, we were real strong on that as a panel, even. You know what I mean? Like everybody was fucking with Javante, like it was money, and he paid dividends. So that was one of the ones I was kind of mad if I didn't get him, because then if I was banking on that plan, this is what happened to me. I was banking on that plan, then I get there, someone beat me to a fuck. You know what I mean? What am I gonna do now? Spears, like, you know what I mean? Like it was like some, But then there was the ones too, where it was like I got totally screwed by a big pause by RJ Harvey, bro. Like Like having like even teams I had RJ Harvey, Henderson, and RJ Harvey, like because they ended up being things, but it was like
Henderson,
too late
RJ
for me.
Harvey, Hampton, all those three guys I had
Marks.
in plenty of places, and it didn't happen at the right times for any of them.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't keep winning in spite of of them because of where I spent up to get them.
And
100%.
normally rookie
Right.
running backs will start to smash at a certain point of the season. And
But what was it? You said RJ, Hendo, and who else? Oh, all three of them gonna get elevated just based on a little bit of recency biases. How we going into the
they're
playoffs
finishing
into the
strong.
100%?
I
Because
gotta have to. You know what I'm gonna do this year in redraft? I'm just gonna draft the same team I drafted this next year.
Just don't be mad at them.
Yeah.
Right? No, because I'm like that too. I'd be like, man, fuck that fool from last year. Right? But I'm like, yeah, you ain't lying because sometimes and a lot of times we're just a year too early. You know what I mean? And it's not even us. It's the fact that the fantasy communities, they get so hyped. And I think a lot of this has to do with the dynasty communities spilling over off into redraft.
Yeah, that happens often, especially with me. That's why my redraft has suffered the last couple of years, but my dynasty skills have just
flourishing.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh, my bad. Here we go.
No, all of a sudden the thing went blank. I didn't know.
It's all good. I thought you lost power or something.
Mm-mm.
Ironically.
The Charger Power Hour. I see what you did there.
Chase says, did you guys see that Walker and Charbs both average 10.1 points per game? Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
It's annoying. If only there was one guy.
They finished RB30 and 31.
I think Ken Walker is a free agent after this year.
But for Seattle, this is what they want. That way you're guessing. Like you can't, what are they going to do with these guys? All of a sudden, Kenneth Walker catches a touchdown pass and Charbonnet runs one in. Stuff like that on a defense is kind of stressful. You're like, what are they doing? You don't know. And then Darnold's play actioning into a nice clean pocket, and then he has time to find JSN on his third move on the DB down the field or something.
I know. It's like you got one guy to take care of. How does he just always do this?
Because of the time in the pocket, the play design. Sometimes.
That is true. Well, I'm talking about for JSN's part, where he's just like double and triple moving fools until he's open, and Darnold's like,
they're like, go ahead and run the double move every 3 out of every 5 routes because he's gonna have time to hit you.
You ain't lying. That is okay. That's what you're saying. Yeah, the fact that he has time in the pocket, he's able.
Right. Because you're worried because you get both running backs in there. The defense doesn't know what's happening. Sometimes they pass it to him quick. They run it with a guy you don't think they're going to run it with on an obvious passing situation. It's like 3rd and 7, and they run it or something like that. Catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah,
like,
everybody got their back turned.
And they do that all the time. And it just kind of puts
extra stress. He's a UFA in 2026.
It sucks for fantasy.
Restricted.
Sucks for fantasy.
I could totally see him coming to the Niners next year being like better or other Brian Robinson.
Cold world.
Yeah. Who else is an underperformer out of somebody not on this list, in my opinion? Maybe. It sucks injury, but I did buy a lot of Dobbins, and then he started not really being super productive. Obviously, RJ was, in the background. Just
he was still flexible.
Yeah. And he had his moments for sure. But honestly, if you did some of those zero RB builds, Dobbins was one of those guys that you were counting on that would kind of like maybe carry your team at RB2, potentially even RB1. So he didn't really pan out due to injury primarily, but also RJ Harvey was also going to eventually explode into a role and pause. They were going to not have that real need for Dobbins after a little while. The dynamic ability of RJ Harvey is kind of interesting. I can't wait.
And the criteria for these underperformers is they had to have an ADP of top 36 or higher in order for them to be an underperformer. So the top 36 are drafted.
Due to injury, Bucky.
Yeah. But
Bucky and another one. That was a big.
We talked about that. Let's see. They put up. The chat was talking about it. Bucky. He went Bucky. A lot of people, Derek especially, is like, Bucky should be on this list.
I'm surprised J.K. Dobbins is RB 36 or higher or something in the ADP. To be honest, that's wild.
Yeah. You guys have anything else going out on some underperformers?
Genty. Even though he
definitely, for a rookie,
he finished as the RB RB 13, the highest RB2, but it was just in spurts.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season, you were highly pissed off at him. He couldn't get shit going. But then when they finally fired Chip Kelly, they started using Brad in the PPR game, and that's where that motherfucker was saving you at.
And it's hilarious. My brother-in-law played him every single week, all the way up into the playoffs and to that game against the Texans, and he benched him because Texans, right? And then he went off, had his best game. He's like, if I would have played Genty, I'd have won. And I just laughed in his face. I was like, first of all, you drafted Genty, like, he thinking he was going to save your world. He had Genty and Judkins, like, he just scraping by. He went that route, but he didn't draft high-powered receivers like you're supposed to. In that place, he drafted 3 quarterbacks in a 1-quarterback league.
Oh, wow.
Because it's a quarterback premium. He's like, they're half your points. And I was like, good luck starting the right one every week. You're just giving yourself a headache. And I think that's where, in the long run, messed up his team. I told him, but he's like, whatever. He thinks he knows it all.
Come on now. Hey, he need to watch the show a little bit more. Then we're gonna help him.
He doesn't watch the show, and I tell him. But he took Purdy, he took the Brock, and he took somebody else. Oh, and Bo Nix. Like boom, 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 boom. Like within the first 5 picks. And we're like, what is this guy doing? And he got him to the 3rd place game, I guess. But at the end of the day, he never started the right quarterback either.
It is kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Like when you're in a single QB, and then like fools will consciously draft like 2 QBs in the first 10 rounds. Even is crazy to me. You know what I mean? I might not even draft one until like double digits.
Yeah, he did that, and so I went Drake May and who's the other guy? The other fool? It was somebody who didn't work out. I forgot who it was.
Hey, Drake May, man, he killed it this year.
And then I had Daniel Jones off the wire, and I waited 14 weeks to play him when Drake May was on a bye, and he was winning it in.
What he does.
And he tears his Achilles, and I don't get in the playoffs.
Am I the only one that feels like Bo Nix finished where Bo Nix was supposed to finish and isn't mad about it?
No, it was gross. It was all that one game against the Giants.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like, what did he finish last year? QB8?
It was like one game against the Giants and then like one game against somebody else, like where they put up a shit.
In our format, he finished as QB7.
Ridiculous.
So he moved up one more spot. Yeah, because last year
In the playoffs, he had in week 15 he had 52. In week 16 he had 29. And week 17 he had 28. The week before was 24. The week before was 30. It was 23. There was one.
Oh, in our format, he was killing it.
Yeah. And then
so maybe I'll figure out a way to dress up Bo Nix. I'll go net me a stallion, huh?
That's what I.
I see. I already picked up on what he was doing. I kind of might be talking what he's talking right now.
I want Bo Nix plus like Puka and all that stuff.
See, there's discussion.
Shout out to Dennis because he had Shador Sanders in the 32 and took that baby, no? Didn't he?
What's up? Oh, 32. Yeah, Puka was part of that team.
Shador, part of the fraternity.
Come on now.
Let's go.
Brock Purdy in the playoffs, man.
Facts, bro.
Craziness. All right, let's move on to wide receivers then. Wide receiver.
I could have been in that 32, Dennis. Damn it. I'm this close.
Hey, listen, man.
Week 14 buys. Week 14 buys. They're still haunting me. They're like in my head going, ha 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 ha. Week 14. Ha ha ha. Week 14. I don't use
right, let's lighten up the mood. Let's go to wide receiver overperformers. Cool. All right, here we go. Starting with number 1 on the list, Chris. The floor is Olave. Wide receiver 34 ADP, finished at wide receiver 7 in points per game. Coming in with number 2 on this list.
Touchdowns, bro.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
Tyler Shuck, bro. Tyler Shuck. And then we'll go real quick. I'll just go over everybody else in the list and we can go back one by one. Wandale, wide receiver 73 to 17. QJ, the Charger, 81 to 28. Michael Wilson, wide receiver 88 to 24. Biggest wide receiver overperformers of 2025.
That's badass. Shout out to Michael Wilson, Stanford alumni, right?
Yeah.
In my backyard type shit. You know what I mean? It's crazy because he's he was like one of the. They always say he's a true X receiver. You know what I mean? And then he got his chance to be a focal point and show him that listen, I could just kill it, just stretching the field all the time on these fools. Like, and then there's such negative game scripts. It was such a perfect formula. You know what I mean?
And
Pickens needs to be
Dennis
in this
said
list
Jefferson.
as well.
Oh my,
That's
you ain't lying.
definitely an honorable mention. Pickens was usually like a fifth, sixth round wide receiver. Ended up being a wide receiver, like top 5 or something like that. So Pickens definitely killed
Pickens.
it.
Yeah, but I think the thing too is because it's based on ADP as well, right? And Pickens definitely was, like a 5th, 6th rounder for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Which was hella value still though. But yeah, he was definitely drafted as a top a 24 guy. Yeah,
Finishes in the top 5. So pretty good leap. Nice results. We want top 5.
We're always trying to diagnose tier jumpers. And that's one of our fun episodes we do.
I failed to include Christian Watson, ADP 106. He finished wide receiver 20 per game.
Wow, good shit coming out. Because he missed time too, and he was coming off the ACL. Now he's hurt again too, huh? Yeah. But he's the same thing, catching touchdowns, big ones down the field even. You know what I mean? And in the red zone, he was getting red zone work too.
Yeah, so Christian Watson. Late season
Christian Watson. I hate
him. Somebody said a stat correction could be coming. Maybe I'll win a championship after all.
Yeah,
I lost by point.
Stat correction in one.
I lost by 0.3.
Hopefully, there's a stat correction of 19 points for me.
Yeah, Olave being the only guy there. Nobody else really healthy this year. He played all 17 games, so that's probably a big difference there. Wandale was just for a big period, like being peppered with targets like crazy over there as well after the injury to Malik. And then Quentin Johnson had some big games in the middle of the season when that passing game was going, but all of a sudden they've reverted back to trying to run the football a bunch. And then the offensive line has been getting shredded as well, but wide receiver 81 ADP to 28. And we talked about Michael Wilson. That also coincides with the big leap from Jacoby Brissett as well.
Yeah, and Michael Wilson was definitely someone that people didn't draft, like in redraft at least, right? So he was definitely a pickup. Same thing with
wide receiver 6 overall, yeah. And I feel like people were kind of onto that with the move. They were hyped on it. So I feel like that's probably why. I think his ADP was within the top 36 regardless. And so he didn't really qualify for a big move.
We got top 4 here on my phone, so depends on your settings.
Yeah, it does. It does. This is just a PPR points per game.
Just shout out to Pickens. I'm sure that you carried a lot of teams because nobody was drafting you as their WR1. That was
so he ended up being somebody's WR3/4 even.
Yeah, and this guy turned out to be WR1. So that's a home run. As good as he gets, bro.
He jumped tiers like a mug. That is for sure. Because that's what we're looking for, right? When we're looking at lists like this, it's like, okay, tier jumpers. Even QJ might not have been drafted unless you're in a league with Lee, right? But it's like, because QJ was he streaked the first few weeks, and then after the first 5 weeks he was streaking, and then he kind of just went away for another 5 weeks.
Yeah, he went here.
He's been touchdown or bust pretty much, but he's been catching the touchdowns. You know what I mean? But it's been touchdown or bust. But that's really what jumped him up here. It was the 8 or 9 touchdowns or whatever it was that he caught this year.
I think Albert might be confused about because he's Pickens went from 67 to wide receiver 6, but that's wide receiver finish 6. Criteria the way we're doing it is points. Points
per game.
Yeah,
we're looking at points per game.
Not fantasy finish.
Yeah.
And he did have some great points per game, but then he had a couple of disappearing acts to go along with it. I think it kind of evened him out a little bit. I'm not entirely sure where he finished in the points per game category. I could look it up. But while we're here, though,
that's what she meant.
Yeah, 1,420 yards, 15 yards per catch.
Damn, Pickens came through, bruh.
92 receptions. So if you're doing a PPR format, 92 receptions on 134 targets.
Bates is asking about that 13-point stat correction in Lee's league that he was disputing. Did you get that
13? How the heck, dude?
No, there was this one time, right?
Do you do like 10 points per yard or something? What the fuck is that all about?
Listen, we won't bring it up because I put him on the spot pretty tough already that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk.
He was just like, oh, stat corrected me to a loss. How much you lose by? He's like 5 points. I'm like, really? That's kind of after winning 2.5, you lose by that's 7.5.
No,
I'm not. You didn't count a touchdown. All right. You know, sometimes I'm looking at a score when I go to sleep before the game's over.
Yeah, no, but that was the thing though. It's like you can go in a sleeper and then look. It'll show you what was stat corrected. You know, there's like a section for it. But
we'll
move on. We'll move on.
I'll never pay attention to those things. But yeah, going on to our next category. We have wide receiver underperformers, fantasy football 2025.
Underperformers.
So, top of the list, obviously, Justin Jefferson, ADP wide receiver number 2, finishes points per game, wide receiver 35. Closely behind, Brian Thomas Jr., ADP wide receiver 10, points per game, wide receiver 49, with several drops to start off the year. Xavier Worthy, ADP wide receiver 25, points per game, wide receiver 61. Jerry Pooty, ADP wide receiver 3, points per game, wide receiver 68. And Matthew Golden, ADP wide receiver 39, points per game, wide receiver 93. And that's probably a lot to do with Christian
right out the gate. That was that dynasty shit I was talking about. How a lot of the dynasty fantasy community spills off into the redraft with guys like Matthew Golden being drafted, like, you know, within the first 10 rounds, even. You know what I
mean? Worthy was pushed up because of the Rice stuff,
suspension. Yeah. And then we found out they just aren't really good throwing the ball to a speedster if the offensive line is bad and you can't let the plays develop down the field for an Xavier Worthy.
And these guys had to have a top 50 ADP in order to qualify for this.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wow. So they're wow, people were taking Matthew Golden that high.
39. Worthy was 40. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 39. And Worthy was wide receiver 25.
See, that one I can make sense of that during going into the course of the year. But Matthew Golden, that's crazy. That's like
Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver 33.
I mean, and see that I could make sense of because he finished as a WR1 the year prior, like, you know, on a shitty team. So maybe people were just chasing that. Even then, that was crazy too. Jerry Jeudy, like that high, fucking crazy.
J Love's telling me the fact that Cam Ward lost a fumble and that's why I lost the championship is nuts. I don't even realize that that's what it came down to.
Shout out to you for going to the championship with Cam Ward. Wow.
Well, I had Patrick Mahomes, but he got hurt.
Yeah, shout out to our man J Love. He was in 22 joints this year and won 11 out of them. Shout out to straight 50%. Let's go. You know what I mean? Shout out to J Love. He's a true warrior.
And then Malik Willis goes out there and just like throws down 4 touchdowns out of fucking.
Man, this league is stupid. How did
that was that? I almost was one of the Willis truthers that fucking week 17. I didn't need it, luckily, but I almost did. I was like, oh fuck. I would have felt bad if I lost just by a little bit, and I was like, man, I knew I should have did Willis. I got just
wide receiver underperformer honorable mention right here.
Yeah, the modern bagpipes. They weren't very modern.
We didn't
I
use
didn't
those.
want to hear those things. No, the lad, you fucked me up. I made it to my championship, the one that I did get to. I made it to, in spite of having Lad. Lad was just like a handicap every week. Like, listen, we're just gonna throw you in there. I know you're not gonna do much, but we're gonna get you one, Lad. I was trying to get him one.
It's tough.
Yeah, at least he's already part of the fraternity. One joins with Lad as a rookie and made me just love him so much this year.
There you go.
Same thing with BTJ.
No yells for the laddie. No.
Yeah, no.
Saving the voice.
No. He doesn't
Saving
deserve
the
it.
voice. Any other wide receiver
The
underperformers?
Fuck it, we gotta give him one. I got a little perturbed when you started playing the back. I was like, this reminded me of Lad and all the years.
Jamar Chase was on the verge for a little bit, but then Joe Burrow came back.
Yeah, I don't know where Cooper Kupp was getting drafted, but he was definitely a letdown.
Who?
Was it Cooper Kupp?
Oh,
He's like a double-digit round guy.
Yeah, he was already pretty late, I think.
Yeah. So if he would have been a top 36 guy, that would have been value actually. But yeah,
I don't know if he finished inside of that though.
Yeah.
Did he finish inside of the 36?
Shame on you, Cooper Kupp.
I don't know where Cooper Kupp finished, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't.
The fact that Sam Darnold was lighting things up all season is just still beyond me.
And that they're on the verge of potentially having a bye week with Sam Darnold. Remember?
Stupid Rams. What the hell was last night? You know what? The Falcons.
Cooper Kupp fumbled in that game too. He was trying to help the Rams as much as possible.
Check this out. When
maybe
the
Drake
season doesn't matter,
when
everything's over, when the fantasy football doesn't matter and you don't need them, the Atlanta Falcons are the best team in the NFL.
I know. I needed Bijan so bad last night. He did it for me too. We still fell short. It was that bad.
Where was McLaurin getting drafted? Not very high, I don't think.
Yeah, because McLaurin definitely had the
whole. It was like TD regression. He had TD regression built into his ADP.
That is
Marvin
true.
Harrison, as always, that motherfucker was.
Yeah,
well, he was supposed to be a value and drafted where he was being drafted where he should have finished, and then he didn't even hit that. I don't think.
Yeah, so now we're mad at him again.
Yeah, the ADP differential wasn't so great to where.
Yeah,
those are still good mentions.
That was another
good mentions.
That was a bad fucking.
Disappointing.
Garrett Wilson, that's another bad one.
Oh, they should have battled too.
And Ricky Pearsall, they ended up being
injury.
And you could say Keon Coleman,
Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter was a killer.
Injury.
Listen, if Ricky doesn't get hurt, he's 100 yards a game. He's ready, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like, that's how he started out. He started
and Evans and Godwin, in their moments, they pulled through and became league winners for you.
Buka, crash and burn. How much of that is Baker? I wonder.
I mean, maybe he was just playing hurt since he got hurt.
He does
that would be like since week 6. You know what I mean? Like, remember they wrapped his whole hamstring and he went back in that same game, and then he was just like fucked off the rest of the year.
Wow.
Yeah. And it wasn't like they weren't trying to get it to him too, like in the end zone. He was still, and that one. I had to look into this one too. I was like, what happened with Tampa? I was like, oh, it's their offensive line for sure. Because
their defense has been Swiss cheese as well, and there's
but they've always been like that. But that's why we love Baker, because they're going to be
supposed to be a defensive-minded head coach.
Yeah, that is true. I love Skeletor. Shout out to Todd Bowles. He's like the real life Skeletor.
Hilarious. I gotta get some Skeletor drops.
Yeah.
Jaden Reed was a pretty big disappointment too for a lot of people. That's
a lot of those are, still partly injured.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas was just like, wow.
Yeah. That was kind of a Never Lawrence thing for sure. And then Brian Thomas got hurt too. So it was like, and it
he was dropping stuff too, though. It's crazy.
You know what it is for me with Brian Thomas? I chased him with Mac Jones last year. And like the fact that Brian Thomas was on a bunch of my championship teams last year. I was like, yeah, love you, Brian Thomas Jr. We're going right back to the well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, or even Drake London. That was it felt like we were hitting until he got hurt. Then he played hurt. And then it was just like they should have put him on the IR early. And then, Penix dies, and then all that happened. You know what I mean? Like, it was just
Penix, I forgot. We got it.
Yeah, Penix was done like I think week 5 or 6, whatever it was. Yeah, and by week 2, Drake London got hurt, so he blows up week 1, and then week 2 he was shitty, and then week 3 he had a decent game, and then that was pretty much it for London. The rest of the year, he was, you know what I mean. So the London's kind of JSN was drafted high, but if we're just looking at tier jumpers, I'd say JSN definitely jumped a tier, like because we're to the elite tier. Yeah, to the elite tier, man. Like next year, he's he's the top 3 receiver off the board. Like
he's a polar bear, bro. That's an inside joke from this morning. As I sent the chat one of the wrong slides. I was asking Chat GPT why or how polar bears are elite.
Nice. Well, because they say polar bear. Listen, what can a polar bear fuck up a badger? Because I've come to learn that because since Steamboat started calling me the badger, I was like, wow, the badgers are some of the toughest motherfuckers, though. You know what I mean? Like you just hit that badger with some venom, he'll just come. I guess the polar bear would just eat him.
It's because my kid hit me with some facts. He was like, who would win in a fight between like a black bear, this bear, a brown bear, and a polar bear? And I was like, I don't know, like all this stuff. And he gave me all these like tidbits as to why a polar bear would just like crush these other ones or whatever the fuck. And I was like, oh, okay. I forgot what they were, right? But then I had to look it up later because somebody posted a picture or a video of a polar bear on a plank of ice, and it was just there chilling by itself. And they were like CJ Stroud trying to get into the elite QB conversation. I was like, polar bears are fucking elite, bro. What is this guy trying to say? Like,
they're the best of all the bear kingdom. And they say
I retweeted it with like one of those shrugging emojis, like, what the fuck? The polar bears are fucking elite, bro.
Bro, they say look at that polar bear was on the ice, so he can go to the other side and go kill some shit. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Polar bears are like that, bro. Like they say they're the most vicious. Like
it's because they look cute and cuddly, bro.
Yeah, nah. I know, drinking Coca-Cola and
stupid
shit.
Coca-Cola. Giving us those false images of
drinking Coca-Cola.
You guys see a polar bear out in the wild, do not approach. Actually,
and if you see one wearing a Santa hat,
if you see a polar bear in the wild, you're dead.
No, that's a fact. And listen, if you see a polar bear wearing a Santa hat, that means he just ate Santa, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not friendly.
Yeah, if you're anywhere in bear country, they don't really typically wander into your backyard. Although some black bears and like smaller
brown bears.
Apparently, if you live in Jersey, the black bear, the black bear has become. I think they made it season long now, all season long now to shoot these fuckers because they're raiding like the neighborhoods now and like going through the garbages.
They're like the deer in certain neighborhoods. That's how
crazy.
Shit, they're over there trying to eat some deer
too.
Oh yeah.
No, they're eating out of the same can.
Let's move into
it's like, you know, when you watch the Serengeti fucking plains and there's a big ass lake and all the animals drink the water and they're like, all right, there's some sort of truce. This is like a safe zone. Nobody's gonna fuck up everybody except for the crocodile. Crocodile says everything goes.
Oh yeah.
But everybody else chill. I'm trying to get some drink here.
Those are crazy. Yeah, that's true. There's like an unspoken truce, like for a bit. Like we all need to survive off this water, and then we'll reset.
Yeah, I've seen it before. In National Geographic, I swear to God, like
and that alligator
just drinking from the same
fucking
lake.
About the water.
All right, let's hit up these tight ends to close down our over and underperformers section for this part of the show. Tight ends, overperformers 2025. Leading off the list, Kyle Pitts, ADP tight end 13, points per game, tight end 5.
Nice.
Dallas Goedert, ADP tight end 16, points per game, tight end 6. Dalton Schultz, ADP tight end 29, points per game, tight end 15. Harold Fannin Jr., ADP tight end 37 to points per game, tight end 10. And Juwan Man Johnson, ADP tight end 39, PPG tight end 12.
And that's my personal favorite on this list, the Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, Tyler Shutt. Juwan Johnson was the number 2 over there behind Chris Olave in an offense that people gave the Saints crap for drafting Shuck. Like, hey, what's going on with this? What the hell are they doing? Who's this kid? And after they got rid of all the Spencer Rattler and whatever else they had there, stuff going on, Shuck did okay. Looking good.
Yeah.
Still looking good.
Yeah, and
he's impressive.
Kellen Moore, former QB, you know what I mean? Former QB, backup QB, turned OC, turned head coach. You know what I mean? Like,
look at what he's done for the team. They're barely out of playoff contention. You know what I mean? Like they just, if they had Shuck in there a couple weeks earlier, who knows what this NFC South be looking like right now.
You ain't lying, because look, it's literally coming down to week 18 for the Panthers and the Bucks here for the division.
And I know the Panthers have 8 wins, and then Tampa has 7, and then the Saints have 6. It's crazy. If they had just got it started a little bit earlier, he was the rookie in the building, so he had to earn it somehow. And whether it had been the failures of the guy ahead of him or an injury or however it ended up being, good on him to show up and actually take this fucking job and earn it. He's going to have every opportunity. I think most of our Saints fans agree that he deserves it, and we want to see them spend their first on not a quarterback. And I think they are going to do something non-quarterback. 100%. And that's because of Shuck.
You think they'll add some competition for Shuck next year?
No, not in the first round.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. They're not going in the first round for a QB for sure.
No, and they're positioned to take whatever quarterback that they want, but they're not. They're not in position to care about it right now.
Offensive line for sure.
That he gave them. Yeah, offensive line, everybody's weakness. Especially my Jets. They did a decent job in their last few top picks. I think have been pretty solid, and then acquiring draft picks, that's been nice. So I fully expect us not to go quarterback. I don't buy into the rumors of some of the quarterbacks out there. I don't think they're truly options. We would go with a veteran before, or just retain one of the 3 quarterbacks that we have. Fuck it. We got a long ways to go, the Jets do.
Well, I mean, the cool thing about that is there's always a team that goes from worst to first every season. And typically, even within divisions, it happens a little more often than you think. But, Jets have an opportunity to do that again. And, with losing the amount of games, the higher the draft capital and picks, the better chances you land another couple of studs or a stud. I think trading away Sauce Gardner was actually a pretty good move, to be honest.
Well, we got Adonai Mitchell, who looks like a potential WR2, WR3 on our squad, and
they traded for John Mechie, and he's a solid, I think, flex RB3. I mean, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 2-ish. Supporting cast.
We're utilizing our best assets as best as we can to rebuild. And say what you want about having 2 great players, arguably. We're not in position to be great with those great players. So we have to step out on a different foot. And the best way to do it is to have capital. And whether we use the capital on rookies or trade for different players, who knows? The desperation on some teams when it comes to drafting some of these players. You never know what you can get out of a trade still with a high draft capital. I don't know what we're going to have, but I'm hoping that it's top 2. That fucking Cincinnati win still bugs me.
Yeah, I hate it when your team should lose a game and they.
Yeah, it's my girlfriend still doesn't understand it. I'm all like, yeah.
Look, that's the way I was when the Texans did it and they beat the Colts and Davis Mills threw that Hail Mary and they lost the number 1 draft pick. But it was a blessing in disguise. Pressure was kind of off. Bryce Young was taken first and CJ Stroud, kind of fell into our lap there. So
yeah.
I like the way it turned out.
I mean,
That was the guy I was going
yeah,
for.
for you guys, like, I can see that you really are wanting to build around CJ, but the Panthers, I like what I've seen from Bryce Young's progression. I don't think the argument on who is better to me, Bryce Young has definitely made it a closer case than that rookie season for sure. I think
Yeah,
Bryce Young
he's
has
turned it around,
done
sticking
enough
with
to
it.
make it.
Dave Canales over there has done a great job, I think, as well. So yeah, the fact that they
Yeah,
have
shout out to the whole Panthers
everything,
organization. They're in the driver's seat for a fucking division
playoff
title.
Yeah, I think they
and
got to
division
play
title.
Tampa this week.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
two divisions: the
they're in the driver's seat. They got the
ASC
best
North, and then
record.
there's
All they
the
gotta do is
AFC,
win.
and then the
They're-
NFC South are up for grabs on this weekend.
I had to go put me some chicken and some fries in the air fryer, man.
That
I'm
sounds
starving them
Okay,
up.
man.
That's what I did yesterday. No joke. I had chicken
We
Come
can
on
finish
now.
this off with our last segment, which would be our tight end underperformers, and then we can have Lee, if he's ready, give us some news after this quick segment.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it. Oops. Tight end underperformers 2025. Got TJ Hawkinson, ADP tight end 6, points per game 26. Mark Andrews, ADP 7, points per game 23. Evan Ingram, the Joker, ADP tight end 8, points per game 31. David Njoku, ADP tight end 10, points per game 27. And then rounding out the list is Isaiah Likely, ADP 21, points per game 43. And that also goes with, I think, Lamar Jackson being a big underperformer at QB. But
Fucking
Yeah.
Harold
Honorable
Fanning Jr.
mention to Jonnu Smith, man. Fucking
Back.
that guy didn't even
Supposed
show
to
up.
be.
One of my guys.
Travis Kelce fell off a little bit.
Kelce
Shout out
was
to
sure,
Fanning, though.
100%.
Fanning
Yep,
completely
Fanning.
took Njoku's job. Fanning is the guy over
Yeah,
there.
Njoku is definitely gutted out, and that's why I avoid
Yeah, Fanning
Fanning
overperformer.
Njoku. I said that probably last time I was on the stream. I was like, man, that motherfucker Fanning, I liked him, but fucking Njoku just made me
Yeah.
say, nah, I ain't fucking with it.
You were a Fanning guy because you were like, that kid's hella good. You're
That-
like,
Yeah, he had the
profile
best
is
fucking
ridiculous.
offensive numbers out of all them Titans. I was like, this guy is
Yeah, he
fucking
did.
intriguing as fuck.
Njoku was just
and
in
I
his
was
way.
like, yeah, Njoku was in his way. What the fuck do I know though?
And that's kind of crazy to say because Njoku's a badass in his own right, but can't be healthy.
I thought so.
and then the fact that they tried to get Fanning going early, it fucked up Njoku too, where it's like he's just, just on the field doing nothing. Then catch a random touchdown.
Albert says, "Where'd you guys taking Fannin next season?"
I'm probably not. When I target tight ends, it's like fucking.
I still wait on tight ends.
If I get a tight end, it's typically McBride, and I will actually go out of my way to get McBride. I'll take McBride.
The answer is usually George Kittle for me because I try to weigh people like, he gets injured and stuff, which is fine. But at the same time, he gets injured, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, and George Kittle, because of his injury history, people are scared of him. So he
gets baked into the ADP. I love it.
Yes, that's a fact.
Because then you can get a full healthy season and be like, boom. Like they did with McCaffrey. People did with McCaffrey, drafted McCaffrey for lobby this year.
You know what I like about McBride
scared.
the most is he doesn't even need touchdowns to be fantasy relevant for us. Because I know the Cardinals are sorry and they're gonna put it on. They're not putting up any points. I know that, but I don't care because the targets for fucking McBride are there, and he comes away with like a thou wow. So put any fucking number of touchdowns on those numbers and 100 catches, a thou wow, tight end position. Yeah, you do. It wouldn't be a bad move for your draft to prioritize McBride in that 2-3
Okay, Trey
turnaround.
McBride or CeeDee Lamb.
Because
the way people were
Pickens is
drafted,
on the
Ron
squad,
Fowler.
I'm taking McBride. If Pickens is on the squad and he's making it an actual fucking like dispute on who the actual one over there is performance wise. We got Pickens this season. Who knows? CD might be next season. But if they're both playing on the same team, that's the conundrum. With what we get out of McBride is we know that he's outside of Bowers being healthy for a season. There's nobody out there that can stay with the pace that he provides at that
Unless
particular
Kyler Murray's the
position.
quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, like
That's a fact.
it would be like comparing like McCaffrey to the RB10 probably, you know. So 10 full positions for RB, but in tight end land, it's tight end 1
Yeah,
and tight
it's
end
even more
2 in
scarce.
the equivalency.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
position scarcity, when we're talking about and having positional advantage, especially at tight end where it's position scarcity, right? Here's what I'll say too. When it comes to McBride, I'm okay if it's anyone but Kyler throwing him the ball. It doesn't even have to be Brissett, or it could just be anyone. I think it's just Kyler. He's not him.
Yeah, Kyler, I don't expect him to be back at
Me
Arizona,
neither.
right?
I think he'll be pissing off Waddle owners next year.
In Miami.
I feel
Wow,
like
okay.
Kyler Murray's gonna end up in Miami, and Tua's gonna end up in either the Raiders or the fucking or the Cardinals.
Maybe Kyler could run the ball to him. You know, Kyler is about the fucking like same size as the holder for the punt, or no, the holder for the fucking kick.
Okay, watch
He's
this.
perfectly fit for
He's the
little
same size as the placeholder.
the placeholder. Yeah,
Or
that's
a
where
long
you need
snapper?
Kyler Murray. He can handle the snap. We know that. You know, just have him
You know
fucking
what?
push.
He's actually
put the
the
ball
same
down for the
size
kicker.
as the placeholder. You can hold the ball and kick it off of him.
He's the size. He's the T. Just
He
put it
is
on
the
his
T.
helmet.
He's a wee little man. Look at this. Here's an even crazy, more diabolical glimpse of some multiverse future.
I just looked at AJ won the championship in a league that we're in together, like apart from the GWN.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
AJ?
He hit me up last night when I was coming back from the Bay. He goes,
congratulations in the Game Breaker 12-team dynasty, AJ. That's the one that we met a couple of years ago when we saw a live draft, like the actual NFL draft together. So that was the first year I wasn't drinking, so I got to buy this guy a beer and not drink.
dang. Is AJ a tall fella?
No, he's like an inch. Well, no, I mean, I'm not
Is
tall.
he like in the 5'8", 5'7"
Yes.
realm?
Yeah, he's like 5'8".
Okay. Yeah, because what are you? You're like 5'8", 5'9"?
I'm 5'9", so yeah.
5'9", yeah, okay, see. Yeah, anytime I'm around Peacock, I try to stand up real straight. Like, yeah, look at, see, I'm not short, Peacock. See that?
Maybe Kyler can run the ball to McBride.
Hey, look, McBride. Somebody can throw Tyler at McBride. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, but look at this. Watch Cliff Kingsbury, because the Raiders, you know, the Raiders are crazy. Remember, they wanted Cliff Kingsbury 2 years ago as the OC, but they weren't trying to give him like the money he wanted. So he went and took the job with the Commandos and then took them to the title game last year. This year they suck. I can see Cliff Kingsbury going, hey, look, y'all fire Pete Carroll. I'll go over there, and then they'll totally get him Kyler. Then Cliff Kingsbury will be back with Kyler, and then you'll hear all the people talk about, yeah, Kyler again. Remember that? They were swearing.
You know, every time you say his name right now, all I can think about is the blunder I made in that fucking draft.
All right, we'll change the subject.
I just can't take the blunder anymore. I've only taken Kyler Murray once in my life, and it was this last season for some reason. What was I thinking?
You know what was funny is
absolutely pivoted off of my own rules.
We were on the stream live, and you're like, "Oh, I'm coming up here on the clock," and you're like, then you're like, "Oh, he's greenlit." The guy before you, right? He's like, "Oh shit!" I think you're like, "All right, guys," and you know we had been doing a decent amount of drinking. I think we were on like tequila that morning, because I remember I was taking shots with you, but he was like, "I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do something that no one suspects." And when you drafted Kyler Murray, bro, we were all dying, bro.
Oh,
even you
were
were laughing hard.
We were
I
laughing.
can't
It was
believe I
crazy.
just did this.
We're like, oh shit, is this a mistake? We were like, somebody even asked in the group chat? They're like, do we need to have the
I
commissioner
announced
remove
it. I was like,
the
hey,
pick?
you know
Commissioner
what?
has
I don't know.
removed pick. Oh, world.
Bro, no. This guy is
Yo.
on too much tequila, bro. He cannot be serious right now. We need to go ahead and let him take a nap and wake up and have a
Nighty
clear
night.
thought. Nah,
Nighty
you
night.
gotta do better. All right, there you go. Yes, Cranberry, dumbass. What a
Yes.
dumbass! How is he gonna take
I
the
was like, hey,
quarterback
look,
that
hey,
he
man.
hates the most?
But I will say, you were like, hey man, he's QB 18 right
I
now.
thought
Like
that my real
it was
thought
you had some
was
logic
Marvin
behind it.
Harrison was gonna make a big leap, and that team's fucking offense was gonna score a bunch of points. I was retarded,
No, but
but
here's the thing, you had it
pause.
right. It
But
just wasn't with
I
Kyler. Like because
yeah,
that Brissett and
it
them
just
went on to do that.
didn't work out for the Cardinals this season. Connor got injured right away. Then Benson gets injured right away. They got no running game. They got no offensive line. They got Trey McBride and then nobody else. It's Michael Wilson. He stepped up. That was awesome.
No, but that's what
I
I'm saying. It's
actually
like that,
have.
and that offense actually took off just with Brissett.
Yeah, I mean, it was week to week with the running back type of situation. I don't know who it
Well,
was
that's probably what
any
had a
given
lot to do with
Sunday.
it too. When there was no
It
more
was
James Conner,
frustrating. When Connor went away, that kind of
they're
killed the
just
whole
throwing the
offense.
ball
They
after
were
that.
built around Connor, to be honest. That's how that offense was supposed to operate through Connor.
And you know what? Kenneth Walker will be a great James Conner replacement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. If Kenneth Walker, I don't know, bro. If I'm
I'm
an
just
NFL
saying, just
player,
how it be with them type of running
that's
backs.
my last team. I'm trying to play for anybody but the Cardinals. And it's like right before the Cardinals is the Chargers. I ain't playing
There
for
you
the
go.
Chargers
Wow, there you
anymore.
go.
No,
Stepped
I'm
up,
just
Lee.
kidding.
Stepped up on that. And
I'll
speaking
play for
of
the
Lee,
Chargers.
it's about that time, guys. Ready to take them to the streets, Lee?
Yeah,
Beautiful
let's
weather.
go. Let's take it.
Let's unleash the ear. Time to unleash the ear. Here we go.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
What's up, champ?
What's up, champ?
Yeah.
I hate that it does that when I
Well,
put
the
this.
New England Bloody Patriots, Mr. Stephon Diggs faces charges of felony strangulation, suffocation, and misdemeanor assault and battery in connection on a December 2nd incident. Allegedly, Calera, according to CBS Sports in New England, and he's going to Dedham District Court. I know that courthouse quite well.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, Diggs is scheduled for court Friday, this January 23rd for his arraignment, and that date falls 2 days before the AFC Championship game.
Ooh.
So now I got.
That's interesting. Hold on,
Yes,
Lee.
sir.
So he could go get an arraignment. I don't think that'll be enough time. Well, it depends, right? To see what happens. If they end up booking him for some time, he may be able to just post bail. But that's 2 days before a championship game. So major distractions
You ain't
if
lying.
he does get to that point in the season.
The Patriots, yeah.
I mean, the Patriots, sorry. I'm still thinking
Yeah.
I misspoke there. But, you know, when I think of Stephon, I think of
Massachusetts were like, what the hell? What did George say to me? Man, what timing is this?
yeah,
I know it
seriously.
couldn't happen at a better place right now. I said.
Great timing.
Well, as for the 40,
Well, hold on. Let's see, Bo, you got anything on the Diggs strangulation accusations?
Man, do better.
Do better.
Like, come on, bro. Like, of all the things, because here's the thing: of all the things that he's to be in the news for, you know what I mean? Like, you know, now this too is like, come on, bro. Like, and you're part of you're a part of an organization right now that historically doesn't tolerate shit like this. So I feel like a lot of this he brought the baggage, and they knew what they brought on with this.
Yeah.
And shout out to Clock Management in the house.
What's
He said
up,
it's the saddest
big
day of the
Clock?
year.
What's up, Clock?
He said today's the saddest day of the year. Tell us why, Clock, and we'll get back. We'll check back in with you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. Hopefully you're not sad. Hopefully it's a joke.
Well,
heartbreaking Super Bowls or something.
Yeah.
You know, I would.
I lost 2 championships, man. Can't be too sad about it. I feel okay. I was come to terms.
I
This
feel
is
like-
the most detached I've been from fantasy football emotionally this year, and it feels good. Even
Yeah.
though I still care, you know.
You know
Well-
what? I'm Rocky in part 2 next year. I will beat Apollo Creed.
Well, the San Francisco 49ers, John Williams, who was a finalist for the Jaguars GM post this year, is expected to garner more such interest in upcoming cycle. There could be as many as 5 GM openings. If they end up with a top, okay, then yeah, so he could be on his way out of
Yeah,
San Fran.
the dude that's over there with you talking about the new GM for the
Yeah.
Jags?
What's his name? His name is Josh Williams. This
Okay.
is supposedly if 49ers
Really confused
executive.
about this.
It's 49er executive. That's all it said. Now,
Oh, okay. That's
49ers.
49ers.
Because you were talking about
the
the Jags
longest
at
time
first.
from fantasy football. Well, we have you covered, Clark. What are you talking about? We got the playoff leagues, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna be drafting. We're gonna be drafting in a matter of days.
Come on now.
Yeah, Clock, you're in it.
Well,
You're
We
in
got
it.
you.
the Cleveland Browns have met.
We
with
got you. The
this-
Seattle Seahawks are in the playoffs. We got you.
Yeah.
He's not
The
a
Bra-
Seahawks fan. He's a Niners
Yeah.
fan.
He just worked with them.
He just is a former
Yeah.
employee.
We
He's a
actually,
49er fan.
Yeah. Or my
you
bad.
actually just might
No,
have made him.
I get confused all the time too.
We
Yeah,
have
I forget
he,
that
he
he's a
was our
49er
guy
fan.
inside. Pause.
Well, the
He's part of
Cleveland
the
Browns
gang. That's
met
why
with
he's no
Chris.
longer a Seahawks employee.
They made him, or he was made. They found out he had his Niners. What's that? Unzip your jacket. He has Niner shit underneath. All right.
So that's why he doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah, I know.
The backstory.
But you know what though?
is
He
all-
wasn't tripping. He was like, they have Sam Darnold now. You know how that should go. And it's like, right? So none of us were in it. Look, here he is again.
We all feel that way. So let's just hope. I mean, we'll see, right? There's a pumpkin
Yeah, playoff
situation
Darnold
coming.
is funny.
There's a pumpkin
Yeah.
situation coming. Whoop, that's me.
Now, as for the Falcons, are discussing a major front office role for Matt Ryan in their organization. So, a front office role, yeah. As for Travis Kelce, he will play for the Chiefs or nobody in 2026. I think he calls it a career. I think he's done. That's from me. But now, as we know, 49ers Fred Warner has a possibility of coming back for the playoffs. So, and we were talking about last week about Marcus Freeman getting a head coaching gig. Well, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish signed him to a lucrative contract extension, so he won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Looks like
They're like, hold on.
yeah.
He had his dukes up like this. Huh? He's like, give me the bag.
Yeah. Now, as for Vikings defensive corner Brian Flores is expected to have strong head coach candidate in the cycle via Pro Football Talk, and also the Cowboys want to bring him in as the DC. So that's if they move on from what's his name, Everflus.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, as for Gang Green's team, Jets linebacker Quincy Williams is an impending free agent, and due to he was benched earlier this year, and he won his job back. He is open to re-upping with the Jets, but he also looking for the right scheme fit also. So who knows what happens there on that one.
Who's that? Justin Fields?
No, that was Quincy Williams.
Oh, Quincy Williams. Oh, yeah. No, come to the Niners.
You know what? I don't know if that means that he's jealous of Sherwood, but what the fuck is a scheme fit? The team is
He's
trying
looking
to
for
lose
all it says is he's looking for the
now.
right
We're not
scheme
trying to
fit.
throw our best fucking foot forward and show you actual nice little looks and confuse it. It's not like we don't have a playbook. I'm pretty sure that the Jets they could throw better defenses that we've been throwing out there. It's just a matter of business at this point, which I'm all about. I like the methodology of how the Jets have been handling business as of late. Outside of that Cincinnati win, I love everything. And I give that Cincinnati win a little bit of credit. You did give me like maybe 35 seconds, 45 seconds worth of holy shit. If we win 10 in a row, then we can get in the playoffs.
Hold on. That game against Cincy, there was two the special teams touchdowns, wasn't there?
Yeah, but Justin Fields looked like he kind of like was carrying himself
That first
a little
drive,
better.
he went down there. It was like an 11-play drive, and he scored that very first possession. And then, like, I think you guys had like
There was a lot to like this, and to be honest, like I said, it was just a brief moment in time where you're like,
No, you ain't lying.
and going, wow, that was kind of neat. We won against Burrow, huh? Okay, maybe we aren't that bad. No, we're terrible. What am I thinking? Fuck! God damn
Well,
it! Fire that guy who said beat the Bengals.
yeah. Well,
no, you ain't lying.
Raiders defensive end Max Crosby said he could reevaluate his future with the Las Vegas Raiders this offseason.
Every Raider should be doing that.
Now, as for
Kyler Murray next year.
Now, as for those that are in Week 18, Jerry Jones on Dak Prescott in Week 18. We're going to start Dak, how we use Dak. Let's make that part of the game plan that we don't want to talk about. So
can you do that? Can you tell me that news again and do it in your best Uncle Jerry voice?
I can't do Uncle Jerry.
Oh, come on.
Jerry. I can't do Uncle Jerry.
Okay, you're right.
Well, the Colts are expected to start Riley Leonard in Week 18.
How do you live in Dallas and not know how to do
That's what I'm saying. I was like, never mind. He was mocking it. I was like,
Now the Eagles.
We're gonna go ahead and play Dak.
There you go. There you go.
All right, reporter.
You get him on your local news every day, I'm sure.
You just turn on the radio station. He has his own goddamn show.
Yeah, radio station, news station.
It's America's radio show.
It's 92.5, the fan. Yeah.
It's America's radio show where we talk all things America's team.
Yeah. Well, the Eagles are considering resting some of their starters for Week 18. McVay says the Rams starters some of them will play in Week 18 and the rest will not. So they're going to be choosing. Some will, some won't.
Drafting some playoff leagues.
Yes, sir. Joe Burrow is going to play Week 8. Justin Herbert, no. And as for TJ Watt, he is optimistic. They're optimistic he can play in Week 18. As for Micah Parsons, he's officially undergoing his ACL surgery on Monday. The Bears linebacker Noah Sewell, he tore his Achilles. Luther Burden suffered a minor quad injury. And Harold Fenn Jr., he's done for the year. Geno, he's done. Javon Sanders, the tight end from Carolina, he's done for the year. Darnell Washington, done for the year. Jalen Waddle, he has a rib injury, but he could return for Week 18 possibly. Rashid Shaheed, he could return for the playoffs. And Luther Burden has a quadriceps injury that has no timeline. Now, as for the 15 modern-day era NFL players announced for the Hall of Fame for next year, you got Willie Anderson, who was put on, Drew Brees, Gerard Evans, a guard, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly,
the immortal one.
Eli, I'm Mr. Madden, the fucked up Manning, Terrell Suggs, Adam Vinatieri, he'll go in there, Reggie Wayne, Kevin Williams, Jason.
Hold on.
What is this list again?
This is for the Hall of Fame next year.
Hold on. I just realized this.
Not in the Hall of Fame yet?
No. This is first ballot
this is first ballot for next year.
For Peyton
For
Manning.
Reggie Wayne?
Yeah.
Oh no, Reggie Wayne. No, listen, Reggie Wayne's not a first ballot guy at all. He's. I think this is only like the first time he's ever made it this far into the voting process.
I think
these are the finalists for the Hall of Fame class of 2026.
There we go.
Yeah, finalists. And
you got Vinatieri, Reggie Wayne.
Hold on, Lee. Hold on. I just realized something. You didn't like Eli Manning a lot there.
Wow.
Kiki
I'm
is
not
a
an.
good-
I'm
No,
not
no,
a
no.
man.
I just realized
I'm
something.
not an
Yeah,
Eli.
his
I
nickname
know
was
he was a
fucked up.
Charger, but what did he do for my team? He didn't do shit.
That's what I just realized because he could have been a Charger. He was going to be a Charger.
He was for what?
He was drafted. You guys
He
drafted.
was drafted by us, but he was somehow
And
traded.
then they gave you guys Phillip
Phillip,
Rivers instead.
old man, the gunslinger Rivers. And also Darren Woodson's
And
on
you guys
that list,
had Drew Brees.
as is
Man, at least it
Marshall
wasn't still Ryan
Yanda.
Leaf.
And
Or Ryan Leaf just taking strays.
now, as for
Yes.
the week, now
What was
as
that,
for
96, 7? Yeah, what was that, like 98?
all right, now this is what's in play for week 18. In the NFC, the 49ers can get that 1 seed with a win. The Seahawks need to the 1 seed need a win. The Panthers can get a division title with a win or a Falcons win. A win or a Falcons win. The Buccaneers can get a division title with a win and a
a
Falcons
win and
loss.
a win and a win.
Exactly.
Win.
Hold on. Run that back.
Wait, that didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
No,
run
And if
that
everybody
back.
wins, they win.
We got one more game. We got one more game. What is that? Week
I'm reading this
19?
what I got. And then the Bears get a 2 seed with a win or Eagles loss.
No. Just go. Hold on. Run this back again. The last
Oh
one
my
because I just
fucking
didn't
God. You do this to me all the time. It's all.
I'm confused. No,
It
I
says
agree.
I put it
think
in
we
the
need a
thread. I
pause.
did put it in the thread.
No.
No.
We're on the
We're
show.
not
I'm
talking
just
about the
saying.
thread. We're on the
Run it
show.
back.
It says the Panthers division title with a win or a Falcons win, which doesn't make sense. But
No, it doesn't. That's
It
what I'm
doesn't.
saying.
That's what doesn't
So-
make sense.
So, yes, regardless of anything, it sounds like all the Panthers need to do is win. Because of
win
the
out,
records
exactly.
league, because
Yes.
this is easy. All
It's
they
a
have to
playoff
do-
game between
Now,
them.
as
Just
for
give us the numbers. The Panthers are 8-8, and the Bucks are 7-9.
Here, look,
And
I'll go to the
And
playoff
the
first.
winner of this game will have the
AFC,
division.
the NFC South.
Right, and then they will be in the playoffs. The
Playoffs.
other team will not be in the playoffs.
Now, as for the
No.
AFC, Ravens get the title win Sunday against the Steelers. They get the division title with the win. Steelers exactly. Now the Broncos to get the first seed, win or Patriots loss. Patriots need for the 1 seed. It's a win or the Broncos loss. Now for the Jaguars, division title.
What happens
with
if
a
they
win-
both win, Lee?
I'm just
Who
reading.
both
my-
wins?
Then it goes down to a tiebreaker, wouldn't it?
Who's the current first seed?
Right now it's Denver.
Okay, so they're in the driver's seat.
I just put it on the
Driver's
screen.
seat. Yeah, it's
Right,
Denver.
so
yeah.
Denver,
It's the
they
visuals
win,
the way
they
it's
get
being
the
presented
first
here.
seed. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter what it happens.
Panthers can
Whatever
still
happens.
lose and get in if the Falcons beat the Saints, says Albert.
You got it. Yep,
There it is. Yep.
there it is.
Here's the playoff predictor, and we could actually pick the games if we wanted to, right? But this is the way it sits at the moment. So Denver 1, and this is the AFC. Denver 1, New England 2, Jacksonville 3, and then the winner of Baltimore and Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh, yeah.
4, Texans 5, Chargers 6, Bills 7 currently.
So if the Panthers lose,
And then on that side, the Panthers
Falcons
are
beat the Saints, or
there.
I think
So
you
watch.
mean the Saints
We can
beat
do it
the
this way.
Falcons,
Panthers
'cause
lose.
The Saints have one less. I'm
Pick the
sorry,
games here.
I'm looking at Albert's.
Hey, there's a better playoff predictor than this flex switches that I was on the other day. NFL playoff.
The
predictor.
Panthers can still lose and get in if the Falcons beat the Saints. I think you have it the other way around. If the Saints beat the
Is it
Falcons.
the ESPN one? Yes. Let's share this tab instead. Okay, boom. This is a clear playoff picture deal.
Oh yeah, it's much clearer that one. Yeah.
And then if I pick the games here, so who were you saying what?
Albert says that the Panthers can still lose and get in if the Falcons beat the Saints, which I think he means the Saints beat the Falcons.
So I put here the Panthers losing, and if the Falcons beat the Saints, then Carolina is still in at the 4th seed, correct?
Wow.
Wow.
So the records don't even like if the Panthers lose, then that's 8 wins. If the Falcons win,
Let's
that's
see.
8
That would
wins.
put the Panthers at 8-9
But
and
the
Tampa Bay at
tiebreaker
7-9.
is the
Well, let's
Saints
see. Let's see.
game.
Hold on. Yeah,
It's
because
the in
Oh,
Tampa Bay
okay. The
division.
wins.
tiebreaker is a Saints game.
Yeah.
So the Falcons would have the record because
Yeah. See, let's see
or-
the Saints and
or
Falcons
whatever.
tie. If the Saints and Falcons tie, then Tampa Bay gets in.
Holy shit.
This is
Wow.
so
Wow.
fucking crazy.
Tie or lose, right? Like,
What
let's say the Saints.
what a
If the
division.
Saints win, Tampa Bay gets in. That's the way it's working here.
You know what's funny?
Yeah,
is
that's exactly.
that
The
Saints
Panthers
Falcons
are in
game's
the
going to be
driver's seat.
entertaining
All
because
they
they're
gotta
actually
do
going
is
to play
win.
everyone.
What was that, Bogey?
Oh, that Saints Falcons game might be like one of the more entertaining ones this week because they're going to play everyone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
That's probably the one that we'll
obviously
get on
the
our
Panthers
on our
Buccaneers game is going to be interesting, obviously, because there's actual implications there that affect themselves directly. The Niners and Seahawks off Saturday night. What? You know what I mean? Shout out to the gang. We got to go into Seattle against the Seahawks and the 12s. That's not going to be an easy feat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
We got some decent games here. I mean, I was looking forward to the Chargers Broncos game, but that one's like now they're not going to play anyone, so it's like, you know what I mean? That one sucks. The Patriots are
Baltimore
playing.
wins, they get in. Pittsburgh wins, they get in.
That one's a good game. Yeah, actually, the division's on the line, huh?
Yeah, division is on the line, yeah.
Wow, and then we might get one more look at Lamar this year for one last ditch effort because I think that's what the talk is, right? They're trying to get him.
Dennis, I have one.
New England's going to be cheering for Los Angeles, the Chargers. If the Chargers beat Denver with a backup quarterback, then New England gets the number 1 seed.
And this is probably Jim Harbaugh. He's crazy enough to be like, I want to play the Broncos. Like, Jim Harbaugh's crazy.
Doesn't matter if LA loses, I think, to the Cardinals. But
Yeah,
the Rams, yeah. Yeah, they're going to
the Rams are in.
okay, and then this one, let's say San Francisco wins, then now they become the number 1 seed.
All three of them, yeah. I think
They flip from 5-1.
It's been crazy, man.
I know this is blasphemy for half the panel, pretty much, but I'm hoping that the Seahawks get that first seed for this fantasy playoff stuff that we got going.
So you can get
I
JSN.
want all the Rams and all the Niners.
Yes. Okay, I get what you're saying. Selfishly for
Yeah.
fantasy purposes, yeah.
Yes.
That is kind of crazy too because no matter what
Come on,
happens, we are
Seattle,
going to
get that number 1 seed, dude. I don't want no Seattle Seahawks outside of JSN, really.
Come on, Tennessee.
That's
If
a
Tennessee
fact.
gets the Jacksonville
Let them have a
Jaguars,
bye. I want all the weeks. I want to be activated all weeks.
who do you guys think? You think Jacksonville would beat Buffalo at home?
Yeah, totally.
Damn it!
Buffalo-
I want that.
Buffalo.
I've been
I
saying
want Tennessee to
I've been
win
saying
so that we can play Buffalo at home.
Fugazi.
The defense
I've had no problem
Jacksonville
saying
throws
Buffalo's
out on the
Fugazi.
field every fucking week. It's I know it's not as good as the Texans, but they're pretty formidable.
I've
They
had
get the job
I've
done.
had no issues saying Buffalo is Fugazi, but I haven't came to
The
terms
Jaguars
with
do
Jacksonville
the
is
same
good.
way.
So I think that was the first time ever where I admitted, like, yeah, Jacksonville can go in there and beat Buffalo.
I think they're Fugazi in the sense that they're not going to get past if they get to the AFC Championship, they're not going to win it. Whoever
Yeah, I just see
the
them not winning
Patriots
the
or
ball.
Broncos.
It's because every time I
or
see
the
Trevor Lawrence with
Texans,
the football, he just looks scared.
Texans are going to be
He's worried about his
are
wig.
going to be able to beat the Jaguars in the playoffs. I'm convinced of that.
What?
Trevor Lawrence is worried about his wig falling off. That's all. I'm telling you.
No.
But
Yeah.
but
Trevor
it's
Lawrence
also
can't beat
it's also the
Texans.
way that team plays, right? Like they run the ball well with ETN, running back 12 overall. A callback earlier on the show. And here's Buffalo just been giving up booty all year against the run. So and then their secondary sucks too, man. Like this might be a big Brian Thomas game in the first week of the playoffs. I'm probably not gonna outside of like a Josh Allen. I probably won't have and James Cook. Probably won't have too many Buffalo Bills players in this fantasy playoff leagues.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think wins between the Ravens and the Steelers?
It's in Pittsburgh.
I think the Ravens do it.
I'm going with the story. You know, I love Aaron Rodgers and the story. The story must go on.
But there's no DK though. That's the problem.
It's all right.
I mean,
we got the.
But they got two. They got
listen.
They got tight ends. They got other things. You know what I mean? They got running backs that catch the ball like they're. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers. This is a big game. I think at home gives them the.
They should have won it last week.
They got no Darnell Washington. They have to rely on the Muth.
Good.
They got 40. They got 40 tight ends.
And because the Ravens.
Tight ends.
Fuck, and I'll admit it. I don't want to see the Ravens in there. Like fuck the Ravens.
I'm tired. Tired of them.
I'm tired of Lamar and them. Like there's. I
don't want to see Lamar again in the playoffs either.
Derrick Henry.
Because they're gonna give them a story. They're gonna give. Yeah, I hate him too, especially.
Knock
me out of my title, Derrick Henry. Anyways, and shout out to Derrick Henry forever because
he's so good at
saw him on a
football.
bunch of title teams.
Derrick Henry might be one of the best football players I've seen in my life.
Yeah, I can't hate on the man. I love the king. Shout out to the king. But Lamar, on the other hand, too, it's like it's almost like, what do you think is better? They run out Snoop Huntley healthy, or they run out like a banged up Lamar? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're probably gonna run a banged up Lamar out there and go out guns a blazing. And like, the Ravens defense have been getting better while at the right time, while Steelers defense been going the other direction. Because they were kind of Steelers were kind of feisty there for a sec on defense until like the last month. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna give the advantage to them at home, and they got Aaron Rodgers' story. They got, you know what I mean, Mike Tomlin. He's already got that record still, but you know what I mean, he's continuing his streak. But you know what I mean, he needs to fucking get into this post game. I refuse to believe he can get in there with a racist Rudolph and Kenny Pickett pack. Then the following year with the Justin Fields pack. Come on, you got to get in there with the story. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers.
DK fucked it up for him.
I know. And you know what, too? They're both Sagittariuses. He probably had that talk with him, like, DK, you know. Like he has to FaceTime him too, because when you're suspended, you're not anywhere allowed around the facility. So he has to FaceTime him.
Did you see the guy that got punched held a press conference?
Damn, for real?
On my mama.
Hey, that fool, he got it like that?
That motherfucker.
$550,000, right? That's what that was the fine.
I don't know what his fine was, bro.
Damn, wasn't there Lee? What was the number 550,000? Where did that come from in the DK?
Oh, that was because of his salary. He made
that was his salary. Now the guarantees
$250 a game.
Pittsburgh says they're gonna still keep him though, but that's about it.
Of course they're gonna keep him. They just they traded for him and extended his current contract, and he's the top 6 guy at the position. I think as far as yearly salary.
Yeah,
but DK, he fucked that up because this was, you know, the loss of DK in this last 2 weeks. They only needed one more win just to sew it up. You know what I mean? And they ended up losing last week to the Browns. Shout out to Shador. You know what I mean? What's his saying? Something about legends be legendary or something like that. Something like that. Yeah, man. Shout out. He did it. Yeah, it's at least we do got some good football, and we're in this closing week, and we're definitely filling up these playoff leagues.
NFC South for sure. I think.
Shout out to the GWN lawyer on making your Week 18 finals, my friend.
NFC South, you got the NFC West still trying to figure out, and then like that whole situation that's gonna come down to the number 1 seed. There's a lot to like about football fans watching Week 18 action. I know fantasy football is a dud week, but
yeah, and we don't have a Thursday night game this week, right?
No,
Saturday and Sunday.
Just Saturday, Sunday. That's
Saturday and Sunday. Okay, yeah. So It's you know what I mean. It's you know what I mean. Just stay tapped in with us, y'all, because we're definitely gonna be filling up these playoff leagues. I'm actually whenever we do get off the show, I'm gonna connect game with Diamond Joe. We're gonna go revise the last 6 we had last year, and then you know what I mean. I'm gonna start building on it. So we're gonna fill these things up. We're going to war.
Yeah. Banks has got the inside scoop. I think this is pretty much what I heard too. That the fan was calling him by his government name, the government name of DeKalin, but he was also accusing him of saying racial slurs and whatever. But there's a bystander that was showing all the shit that he was claiming was a lie.
Oh wow. Yeah, so I watched a video about the same shit too, kid, but it was a video about how Uncle Shay and Ocho Cinco was saying the same thing about the racial slur and calling the mama something, and they might get, they might get in trouble for putting out that false narrative.
Oh no! Oh, they're trying to help DK out in that situation.
Here's whatever the thing, it is, I don't know nothing about it. I wasn't there. You know, right?
It's all a legend.
He looked like he was.
But
dumb
what was on
doing
camera
what he
was bad.
doing. That's all I saw. If I was a professional football player, I'm not worried about that.
Even the reason we call Mason Rudolph racist Rudolph is because he allegedly said some racial slurs at Myles Garrett, and Myles Garrett took his helmet off and tried to obliterate him with it. And then even Myles Garrett, he got suspended.
And you know, like, because of the environment, you know, people was around. So if DK heard something, somebody else did too. So it's weird that nobody came in and was like trying to like stop the situation from escalating and being like, you know, like this is just normal dumb people stuff.
Where was the teammates that to pull his ass away
other than what's going on in front of us on the field? You know, don't focus on what's behind you in the stands. You know, just keep your head forward and intolerable actions don't give you the reason to, or the justification to go out and retaliate. Sometimes, you know, shit's just you got to be bigger than be bigger than the situation and do what a football player is supposed to do. It sucks that shit that happens, and I can't relate because of, you know, who I am. You know, I realize that, but I do also realize that
terrible nonetheless.
Shit, this guy's been handling business his whole life. Why not just keep doing it? Why all of a sudden just go be, you know, like go?
You know what it is too, though, Kidda? Hold on, there's another there's more context here. This specific fan, he had an altercation with DK before when DK was on the Seahawks last year. Like, it's so, you know what I mean? They saw each other and he saw, oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that motherfucker during his press conference says he's been a season ticket holder for the Lions for the last 11 seasons.
And he lawyered up too. I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when he was there with the Seahawks last year, I mean,
just
he was ready to get his bag. Listen, shout out to that guy. That's probably what he was looking for this whole time, too. Like,
the area testify for your wrongdoings.
That guy came up on
the retaliation that he chose. That's the problem, you know.
Yeah.
There's other ways to do it.
Because
he's been doing it the right way his whole life, and then that one instance, it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, like that guy might be the fans probably a piece of shit for all we know, right? But at the same time, like DK, even if this guy is saying some wild shit to you, you're a professional in this instant. You know what I mean? Like you have to, you know, this is why the suspension wasn't a 1 game, it was 2 even. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and it got money.
Yeah, facts.
Ghost Monkey says, Bogey, send me a link where I can enter some of these playoff things.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah. Don't trip. We're going, you know what I mean? Like I said, we're gonna rebirth these playoffs. I just gotta refresh them all. Me and Diamond Joe's, we got the co-commission on all these joints. So, You know what I mean? And I'm really more like a co-pilot when it comes to being the co-commish because Diamond Joe, he always just says, "You listen, I'm gonna set them up and you just fill them up." You know, I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." You know what I mean?
And I got that thing set up you asked me for Phil also.
Yep, for sure. Hell yeah, yeah. These things are gonna fill up real quick, and like, what I'm gonna do is, you know what I mean? Because like shout out to King D. He's like, I want to be in like more than one for sure. I'm like, okay, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, these things are gonna fill. I'm probably gonna be in like damn near every one because I'm super degenerate. You know what I mean? But we're going to war. We're gonna have plenty of combinations of 7 because it's 7 per league, $50 a pop. Winner takes all. So we're gonna have a bunch of these that go all the way up to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Once we get these things set up on the next Wake Your Game, what we'll do is we'll share a screen and you know we'll be able to explain it further on Friday for people that want to see it visually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for what it's worth, the draft experience is worth the price of admission. It's just
Yeah, drafting's always fun.
you don't lie, like that's the best part outside of winning this championships. The best part of fantasy football is the draft, man. You can't argue with
Exciting.
the excitement that brings in itself. So. Yeah, it's got a different feel to it. You've got to kind of imagine who's gonna get to the AFC, NFC championships and the Super Bowl. You know, technically, like you want those guys, but yeah, it's hard to argue the top performers in football. Like say, for example, uh, the the Falcons squeak in, and all of a sudden Bijan, he's looking awfully nice, as a number one overall pick in your fantasy playoff leagues potentially. Um, Whereas right now he's outside of the conversation.
Right.
But when you get into the conversation of who's got bye weeks and who do I think is gonna win the championships and stuff like that, those are the dynamics that you have to think about in these playoff leagues. Makes it fun and interesting, something different.
Yeah, and you'll start to see like the immediate ADP is usually from what people think, right? Like who's going where, and like even the teams that are on the bye weeks of those players, they still drafted high because like people view them as like, oh, they got the advantage, right? But so say you do get a Seahawks that have a bye week. First of all, I don't like this is just hypothetical because I don't like this scenario, but they do. You're right. There's only so many, like only JSN is going to be drafted up high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
only
but
one
the
people are
Rams
gonna.
and the Niners, they're full of fucking fantasy assets. We want all of those guys, both those
Right.
teams. Those are the real targets, and I'm not saying anything that's foreign.
I
Everybody
like
knows
this.
the
I
truth.
like the Texans low key too. Their players because they got a lot of good options there too for looking at just talking fantasy because it's like, yeah, maybe you're looking at the Chargers. Those a lot of those guys might be a value because you know what I'm saying. No one's gonna take Lad high or no one's gonna take
Right.
maybe Hampton's taking sort of high. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah. This is the dynamic fucking draft of the year. These ones get real brainy. You gotta think a little bit about
and we
some
got
of your
IDPs.
picks here. Well, which is why I don't think we do any fast draft playoff leagues.
Yeah,
No, we
we
don't
did it.
do.
I think last year I had you in the slow ones because you're a graveyard shifter, so
Yeah,
it
I
just
got the
worked. It
weird
worked out for
hours.
you. But then yeah, we did have a couple fast ones. That's what I'm. So I think the first couple ones we fill up. I'm gonna have those ones be fast drafts. So get those out of the like. I'm talking about when I fill these joints up, and the next couple days they're drafting because I think that's what we're gonna go ahead and do here. Is like
Well, what we shooting for the evening times?
yeah. What I'll do is I'm pretty good, like where it's like, okay, if I got someone from the East Coast and I got someone from the Midwest here, and then there's Kidda in there, and he's a West Coaster that works graveyard. Okay, let's go ahead and make this at like 7 o'clock.
Bakes wants to be put in a slow one.
Yeah, for
Bakes
sure.
is
I got you,
Bakes
Bakes.
is VIP.
I got you. I prefer the slow joints too, but I'm gonna do a bunch of fast ones too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Fan Tracks. Yep.
Yeah, that's the only one that we prefer that offers this. Because there's other platforms that offer, but I've only played on Fan Tracks since Steamboat put me on these joints back in the day.
I gotta download the app again. That's what I gotta do.
Yeah, so you know what I mean, and Fan Tracks is legit. You know what I mean, and especially for this is the home of our playoff leagues. You know what I mean? That's all I use it for. It's pretty badass. I know people back in the days, like content creators I used to follow that did dynasty content. They used to use Fan Tracks before I ever heard of Sleeper. You know what I mean? Probably because the fantasy baseball too kind of made it a familiar for dynasty enthusiasts. Yeah, this shit's gonna go crazy. I know.
I'm not too sure. Is there even an alternative?
Yeah, it's like My Fantasy Life, and there was these like struggling versions of it where it was like,
oh yeah, just
you know what I mean, and I was like, and then
didn't want it,
and made it heads up.
All we need is
and
one Sleeper, Fan Tracks.
Yeah, and it wasn't until I exposed him to Fan Tracks. Once I exposed him to Fan Tracks, he totally did stop. And here's the thing: it's like going to Super Bowl, all the way to Super Bowl. People go, oh well, but that's the thing is like you get a point for every time. Like if you have a player and he's like a fourth stringer or whatever, because you're at this point trying to fill someone in the spot, but he's on a team that's playing. If that team wins, and even if he didn't do nothing, you get a point for that player. So it's like, you know what I mean? People get to the Super Bowl and they're just still if you're in it, like, you know, only a couple points away or something, you're still trying to fill up as many players on teams, even if they're not active for real, because that's the cheat code. It's like, okay, if there's like last year, there was one I lost by 10 points and I had the Chiefs winning it. So I filled up a lot of my spots with Chiefs guys. And I was like, wow, if I would have just filled it with Eagles guys, I would have got this little extra fucking woo-wop that I needed.
Yeah, that's what won me last year was with the fucking Chiefs players.
You know, and that's the thing with this one is that winner takes all. So second place is the first loser. We don't give a fuck about second place here.
It's the most cutthroatiest of them all, right? It's like, listen, you know how I look at it? If it's $50 to play, 0 rake. So you put your 50 in there. If you win it all, and that's times 6. Once you get 350 total, but you're minus your original 50, 6 times. You know what I mean? So it's great bang for your buck.
No, absolutely, yeah. And you know when you put a squad together because it becomes fairly obvious.
Remember, Kidda, when we used to only do like two or three of these, if there were $100, I remember the first time I brought you in, you killed it. I mean, you think it was a CMC. I was like, he got the CMC. He got it's like it was over after I saw that first, like, because your team was already good. Then CMC comes off the bye week. I was like, oh no. Then you get him to the Super Bowl too. I was like, oh no. I think you got Brock Purdy too.
I had the Niner games, and then the other teams I probably had were Lions, and then
that's true because the
Texans,
Lions went to the NFC title that year.
And Rams. So those were the squads that I was focusing on most.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of the same who's who in these joints. You know.
I know, it's funny, right?
What's up?
I said that's funny that we have a lot of consistently the NFC West in general. It goes through the Niners and the Rams. Whatever the
3 of them got in there,
and the Arizona Cardinals do from time to time is one thing, but as of late it's been the Rams and the Niners duking it out.
Think about this. Look at what you just said. The Rams and the Niners, right? So we're talking Shanny and then McVay, right? And then everyone else in the league is some form of coaching tree from them. But then look at who the Seahawks are in there with. They're in there with their new OC this year, Clint Kubiak. another form of the Shanahan tree. You know what I mean? So it's like it's no coincidence that these are the teams that the teams that have these coaching lineage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're the ones that's winning right now because that's what it's hard. It's hard for these defenses to figure these zone schemes, the play action teams. You know what I mean? It's the thing and it's all predicated on being able to run. Even if you have a Ken Walker and Charbonnet who like combined for an RB1 finish all the time, but they're just split. It's a true timeshare. You know what I mean? But it's still just enough that they can operate with Sam Darnold in that offense. You know what I mean?
You know what? The NFC West is cool about that is that it's a true. Fuck Cardinals, man. They don't even need to be in the NFL anymore. Let's get them out of here.
Damn it.
But the Seahawks on the coast, the Niners on the coast, the Rams on the coast. That's a true West Coast division right here.
I like what you're saying, but we still
we need to get the
Arizona
NFC
and Nevada
West,
and Oregon. That's all West Coast.
We need to boot the
Washington.
Cardinals and add a team to San Diego and make it an NFC West squad.
Come on now.
I'm not mad at that.
That should have been the Oakland Raiders, actually. If you go down to Dago, the Raiders rule. 100%.
You ain't lying.
They all through the whole state of California for sure. All the Raider fans,
especially in San Diego too, though. Like even when the Chargers were in town, the Raiders would probably
it was
especially
a
at the games. Especially
it was
at
a
the
blackout
games.
for sure every time.
And remember, they played at the Coliseum where the Trojans play in the 80s, 100%. So they didn't play in Northern California and Southern California already, dog. They got the whole California on lock.
It was a weird dynamic. It was for a time being the Raiders, Chargers, that was a true rivalry. Not so much anymore. I don't think the division gives a shit about the Chargers. They can do whatever they want and nobody gives a fuck about it.
It's all good, kiddo.
He's not talking about you. He's talking about your team.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah,
I ain't never said no lie.
It's all good.
Hey, look, the Chargers are in good hands with Jim Harbaugh. Lee,
I know that.
Always prepare for bigger heartbreak.
They're better than Brandon Staley.
That's for sure.
You know.
Yeah, Brandon Staley.
That was in the playoffs last year.
I do give you guys credit.
I don't want to talk about that shit.
The last couple drafts.
You brought it up.
Nice.
No, that was
like I said.
That was
you're in good hands with Jim Harbaugh.
3 years ago.
Jim Harbaugh's going to go the distance usually, or die trying. But he just always he's more infamous for the big letdowns. But I think after he cheated to win the Natty, he was like, you know what? Now it's time to go back to the league, and you guys are in there right now. What is you guys? You guys are 7, 5,
11 and 5.
No. What are you guys? What seed you guys?
6th seed right now, but
6th seed. Okay,
6th seed right now, which is 6th seed would equal Jacksonville.
So what? Okay, so what, is it in the Broncos' best interest to lose you guys this week?
Yeah, because they'll get. They want the number 1 seed. They got to beat us.
Okay, so they're gonna try to whoop y'all. That's for sure.
Sure.
Damn, I wonder why Jim Harbaugh wouldn't try to put his best guys out there, because I feel like the Broncos
because they already locked in.
From what his press conference said yesterday, it's more he wants to give the guys rest that are beat up.
You guys are all beat up.
There's no way that they win the West, so they already locked into a wild card.
If the West was available, yeah, but that's not.
Okay, so he's not tripping off if whether he had to play them again in the first round or not, or the second.
No.
They wouldn't. Well, if Denver get the number 1 seed, they get the bye. So technically, they wouldn't see him in the first round.
We'd see him.
And if Denver beats them, it drops them to the 7, right? If Denver beats them, you guys.
Yep.
Okay, so then they would get the bye week. Then you would play as Patriots.
And I already have a guest lined up if it's the Patriots in the playoffs. Yes, sir. And he knows
Hey,
his football.
for you guys, I don't know if that's a good matchup. I'm not liking that matchup too
But
much.
that means I was talking to my buddies in Mass, and that goes they'll have Robert Spillane back. They'll also have Milton Williams back too.
Yeah, they were kind of saving all those guys. Harold Landry, like the last few weeks, those guys have been dinged up bad. So they're just like, all right, we're gonna preserve you guys.
I guess the Diggs development does throw a wrench in it a little bit, because he was definitely turning into the number one and earned that shit because he was catching everything.
Yeah.
And this is one thing Kraft doesn't tolerate. When I lived in New England, Kraft hated players on his team that were creating commotions and shit like that. That was a big thing for Kraft.
No, for sure, but I would say that was more of a Belichick culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It became a New England thing.
Yeah.
Because look, Belichick's not there, and this type of shit happens. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Belichick, he used to make motherfuckers cut their dreads off. Do you remember that? Or like you can have long hair, but you can't have dreads. Like that was his whole thing. But there was football logic. It was like because they could yank your dread and pull you down. Like so he's like, if you want to have your long hair, fine, but just you know what I mean? It's easier to grab a bunch of dreads and pull you down. I was like, oh wow. Okay. And then there's a rule too, the Ricky Williams rule, where that still counts as a tackle. You could use people's dread. You could pull a dread or hair, period. Hair, period. You know what I mean? But I guess if there's a bunch of hair flowing and the thing is harder to ground, like you know what I mean? Like good enough to grab somebody down on the ground. Yeah, but shout out to Belichick. You know what I mean? He ran a tight ship over there.
Facts. Where is Staley now? Probably
Staley's over with the
Applebee.
Saints. He's over the DC with the Saints.
Oh, that's where he at?
Yeah.
Oh no! Why? Look at what he did to them.
Chargers won't see the Texans first round.
Nope.
We got Marco in the building. What's up, Marco?
What's up, Marco?
Yo.
From the future.
Go ahead, read.
Yeah, it's Denver 1, Patriots 2, Jackson. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I got it all ready for Friday.
It's going down.
What's up, Smitty?
Well, what up, Smitty? Long time. Welcome back.
Yeah.
He said, my Niners people, are y'all down with signing Diggs from Dallas?
He has to clear waivers first.
Ronaldo Green been down for the last couple of weeks. Maybe we prioritize that going into the draft. 100%.
He has to clear waivers first, and then he's a free agent.
Yeah, I don't. But will we have to pick up that contract?
No, he's a free agent.
So we would have to sign him to a contract.
With basically a veteran minimum, I believe.
Oh yeah. Oh, if it's for a veteran minimum for the rest of the playoffs, yeah, fuck it.
That's the cheap, and that's like what $750,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that for sure.
That's a nice depth piece right there.
Going into the playoffs, yeah, because our secondary is trash. We definitely.
Man, if that's true, I wouldn't be obliged to like believe it. Quarterbacks have a perfect rating when targeting Diggs this year. You don't want him. I tend to agree. Whatever I've seen out of him as of late is not going to make no team good.
Yeah, he's not that.
It's all
I was
bad.
just say he's not good. I mean, you know what's crazy is how polarizing or what you do early on can be. Like, say, like you're shitty early on in your career. It takes to get the public opinion and perception on you for years until you really show out. You know, it's negative, right? But then if you start off like Diggs, who led the league in picks that year as a rookie, right? And then gets defensive rookie of the year and all shit. Then the rest of your career, you're plagued with injuries and you're giving up big plays. And then, like, you know what I mean? And then it's because people always try to make a case for him. And I'm like, really? It was just his rookie year. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was like, what, 3 years ago? 4 seasons ago?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a minute since he's been able to stay healthy, and that's probably why he's not productive on the field. Is he's constantly recovering from some sort of aggravation or injury. That's that it's hard to argue the Cowboys starting somebody else. The depth wise, that team's lacking. The Cowboys, they really ain't got much going. So Diggs is gonna get every opportunity to play when he's healthy.
Yeah, and then there's New England. That like
Oh man,
New
my favorite story of the year. That defense, I love it.
Yeah, like they could fuck around and add a Diggs as a rotational guy for real. Like because I feel like his brother's there and he could be like, nah, my brother is legit, bro. Like
He's good for the Hail Mary at the end of the play at the end of the game when they're down by less than a touchdown and all they need is that miracle and then Diggs is back there. He makes a
right.
play on live TV for a Super Bowl or whatever the fuck and they're like, yeah. It makes sense. We've seen this before.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you think about it too, because like the Cowboys cutting ties with him. It probably definitely has to do with some kind of bread that would kick in like this March that comes up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, there was a roster bonus, I believe.
yeah, there's definitely something like, oh, I cut them way before that, so we don't have to worry about that. Like they're making plans already for next year.
It's a weird like that whole situation out there because Deron Bland had that same type of spell where he was picking fucking everything
Yeah,
and
like
he
eight and a
was
half, and like four of them were pick sixes.
and man, I'm like, man, what's up with this fucking
I
Cowboys
want to say
defense?
that was
It's
the
all
same year as Diggs. No, was that the year after Diggs was going crazy?
I don't know, but whether it be Diggs or Bland, that was 2 seasons in a row. I don't know if we're gonna get anything like that ever again.
It sure
But
was. It was when Diggs and then Bland the very next year because Diggs was
yeah,
out with injury, and
yeah,
then
they both suck, Smitty.
yeah, they do. Like I
Yeah.
guess, and if we bring in someone like a Diggs to the Niners, it'd probably be because it's more of an indictment on the injuries that like Bernardo Green. You know what I mean?
Deron Bland will always be known as the dude that got his helmet walloped off of the
You
Debo
are there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
ain't lying.
true. You ain't lying.
And, and it was. I felt like even offensive coordinators when they were game planning against Bland when he was the number one corner because Diggs was hurt. It was like, yeah, we're gonna get him, and he just came up on picks because he's getting picked on so much. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was crazy. And then they extended him. Pause. The motherfuckers gave him like it's a decent bag, but nothing that they can't move on from. And he spent another year on the IR this year, basically. So yeah, the Cowboys, they're gonna do Cowboys things. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they'll. And I used to be back in the early podcast days. I was way more morbid with my humor because I used to say, what the Cowboys need is they need their owner to, he's gone. You know what I mean? Until then, and you got to worry about Jay Jones got so much money, bro. He's gonna live forever. You know what I mean? Like, he's just gonna keep running that team the way he wants to run it. One day you're gonna see Jay Jones is gonna be looking exactly the same, and then it's gonna be fucking Stevie's hella old. Stevie, keep up with me.
Yes, sir.
Steven's gonna keep aging. Not old Uncle Jerry.
Yeah.
Shout out to Uncle Jerry. He would love us. He would totally give us $1 million each. And you know what's crazy? I would be like, that's not enough, Uncle Jerry. And he'd be like, I like that. This is why I like them. $100 million.
I think his yacht he bought is worth about $225 million.
It probably costs like a cool grip of change.
Yeah, they say it costs about $6 million a year to store it and to upgrade for the upgrade.
Because you have an entire staff. Remember he drafted
Yep.
He drafted on there.
Yep.
When they took CeeDee Lamb.
Yep.
The whole thing with the COVID thing where everyone was drafting remote.
Yeah, and he was on the ship.
He was on his yacht or whatever, his ship.
Yeah.
I guess you can't even call it a yacht, huh? It's a ship.
It's a luxury yacht. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a whole ass ship, though. You know, it's like a tanker.
Yo.
My dad, when I was growing up, he had well, he still has it till this day, but he shares it with my auntie and my uncle because they ended up buying half the boat. But he has a sailboat. It's a 35-footer, and my dad would always be like, Jay, technically it's a yacht, a small yacht, because by size, by definition, 35 is a small yacht. I never looked this up, but I always just let him run with it. So he'd be like, yeah, I got a yacht.
Come on now.
I got a yacht. And he'd be like, oh, I thought it was a sailboat. Like people were like, don't know what then he was playing. Technically.
Come on now. Talk that shit, though.
The small yacht. But you don't say that part. You just I remember JD. I think before I ever met JD in the 3-dimensional realm in URL or IRL as they call it, right? He had met my pops. he was like, bro, you get it right from your pops for sure.
Come on now, facts. Oh, my mama, we was out there early in the morning. I'm doing the yard. He like, JD, you want a beer? Hell yeah, crack that motherfucker, man. We out there on my mama talking that shit. Oh, everything.
Yeah.
My cousins and them, they doing the yard, and me and Big CJ, we sit.
Hey, remember, you know what's crazy? Remember one time I did it, was like, I think it was my pop's birthday out there, and I did the stream from the backyard over there. And then and you were like, damn, because that shit was a jungle before. Like yeah, that's yeah. Shout out to my pops because he was like, oh, I'll fix the yard up. I'm like, hell yeah, because I can't afford to do that. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Yeah, so he took you shout out to pops. He was like, it's gonna be good for your property value. We'll put concrete there. I'm like, oh, word.
Cold world.
Yeah. I plugged him with the concrete, dude. You know what I mean? Because it's like, hey, look, we need this wool wop and we need that wool wop too. Bang. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Yeah, because he just added some shit so he parked the RV in the backyard on that side. And that thing, even just to make a fence into like a big swinging gate, that shit is a grip.
Facts.
I was like, whoa, that shit. Yeah, he's like, I got it. Oh, okay, word. We should put a gate then. Because at first I'm like, we don't need to do that. Like, so I want to put the RV back there.
Come on now. There's plenty of room too.
Oh, this Diggs thing is about money that's owed to her, to a woman.
Oh, yeah, shit. So she's just hollering right now, bro. Like, and you know what? There's when you have all these people have lawyers. So if her lawyers, they know, okay, they're at the height of some shit right now. Let's muck up what's going on. Because listen, not to say, and I'm not gonna victim shame because she's a victim in this scenario allegedly, right? I'm not gonna victim shame her. I'm just saying, like, we've seen this a lot in the NFL where like they're gonna make the claims because there's some type of money, or it's some kind of girlfriend that is wild and like, you know what I mean? Like shit. What was brother's name? Reuben Foster.
Yeah, Reuben Foster.
Oh yeah, for the Niners.
Yeah, bro. I remember like his girl done lied on him so many times. Like just call the cops on him, and then by law they got to remove him from the situation. That shit happened like 3-4 times. Then at one point she had sweared. And then and then so the Niners just cut ties with him. Just like, and then she ended up coming back and recanting the whole thing, everything. Like later on down the road, like damn, they were one of our first rounds. It'd be like that though. You know what I mean?
Hey man, that's what Dan said. Tell Big CJ to get the motherfucking RV ready for Vegas this year.
My dad was just saying that too because
he said he can't wait to meet him one day.
Yeah, they just went to Arizona, and then they're making their way to Vegas. I think for the new year. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they come back here first or they're driving from Arizona to Vegas. Because either way, my pops. I was like, "Oh, you guys taking the RVs?" He's like, "Hell no, your mom doesn't want to do it." He's like, "So we're taking a Subaru." I was like, because if they take a Tesla or something, right? Man, it's going to be forever, bro. Because you're gonna have to always pull off and charge. You know what I mean? So he's like, "Nah, we're gonna take a Subaru and just mash." I'm like, "Okay, there you go." You know what I mean? But the RV is definitely in play again because that's another adventure in itself.
Oh my goodness, the hell will be.
Like that literally would be like, okay, we're going the day before because that's especially too because my dad he's a stickler for the law, especially when it has to involve safety. Like hey, we'll go fast in regular cars, but like in the RV, you gotta go, like you're going like maybe 60, 65 at most, because just to be able to stop that thing on a dime, it's not, you could destroy some shit, you know what I mean?
Come on now.
So you still have to have a little, you know what I mean? I mean, shout out to Minnesota Dan. I know he's drove big trucks before and shit like that. Like, so it's like, you know what I mean? It's a different type, it's a different beast. Cause it's a fucking the bus size joint. You know what I mean?
You gotta have a class A to drive that bitch.
Yeah, I know, and I think my dad has a goddamn he has a B, a class B, but even like his motorcycle license, everything. I don't think anything's been renewed allegedly in a while. So he's like, as long as you drive good.
Yeah, class B is good for that motherfucker. On my mouth.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I'm about to say
Class B is just the passenger like type shit.
Hey, you know what's hella crazy? Remember when COVID shut down the world, right? So I hit him up. I'm always like checking in on everybody. Hey, how you guys doing? Well, then my dad and them, right? My aunts and my uncles, they was all straight, right? So there was like, we're in the RV. They're RVing it everywhere, bro. Going everywhere because they're like, yeah, it's just clear on the roads and clear.
Oh, Dennis did say, Bogey, he got the Class B air brakes.
Okay. So that means he could drive like the
anything over 2,500 pounds, and he's like a like passenger like type or garbage truck. Oh, he did. He said he drive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, he was doing sanitation.
Yeah.
Yeah, garbage trucks are badass, bro.
Oh no.
Like when you see that, it trips me out when you see them electrical joints now. They come through, and it's they go to the next joint. Like, whoa, that shit's crazy. Before as a kid walking to school and it's like garbage day and you just smell the exhaust in the air. It's like, wow, you never think about it as a kid growing up in the metropolitan like type areas and shit. You know what I mean? Thinking about the pollution and shit. We were the kids growing up in the 80s and the 90s when they started barely even talking about secondhand smoke is bad. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Pretty sure they knew everything, but it wasn't until they're like, okay, they're on to us. Okay, smoking is bad. Unless it's medicine. Medicine is good for you in moderation. And I highly suggest you talk to your doctor and or physician. Yes. So what's the banter been like, JD?
That ain't been too bad.
Yeah, have you got a lot of props more than anything?
Oh yeah, everybody tapped in. I'm gonna take it easy on them. Pause.
Yeah, I mean, because you're just gonna go back and do the same exact thing you did before.
Same shit, right back to usual.
Yeah,
it's just another day in paradise, right, JD?
Oh my mind.
In paradise.
Do you get a chance to enjoy the moment though? That was dope. I'm glad I got to be there.
Come on now.
I remember when that Jennings touchdown. I was like, "Oh shit, JD!" He was like, "Hold on, bro."
Oh world.
2 minutes left. That was it.
2 minutes left.
That was it. But he was just like, "Hold on." You know what I mean?
Cold world, bro.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
What I love the most too is I love proclamations along the way when it's not arrogant though too. It's like, listen, like one of them was on Christmas, like, listen, man, he had cross. You're like, what? It's gonna come down to Sunday, and it's gonna come down to the gang. You know what I mean?
Come on now. That's exactly what it is,
like,
bro.
Listen, the gang is gonna do it for me.
I just hope
anyone's gonna do it. It's the gang.
I just hope to make the dance in one of our 5 next year.
Come on now, Lee.
That's my goal. Lee. It's my goal. I got the West Side, the Gen Well, the Nice Guys, the Gen Sav, the D-Gen, and the Next Gen. And I know I have some teams that can just with those picks I can do so try and get into one of those dances next year.
That's right, bro.
You got a wheel and deal, Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And say a lot of it's a whole entire panel of savages. You know
And
what
I
mean?
know I learned a lot this
So
year
like,
from
yeah,
the
that's what I'm
West
saying. You
Side.
just gotta soak the game all day. You know what I mean?
Now, I learned a lot from the West Side League this year because I'd never done one of those before. So me having the experience of what I went through this year, it gives me going into next year. Okay, I'm not going in blindfolded. I'm not going in deaf or dumb. I'm going in what I'm used to. But now I know and I have the experience, so I'm not going. Oh shit, I'm overwhelmed. I'm not have to have that fear anymore. I did go into I went into this year with that fear. Shit, I've never done one of these before, and knowing they're all a bunch of savages. Yeah, this is. But now knowing what the experience, I know what to expect.
It's good. Hey, yeah, I'm excited for the West Side League again, man. Like, hey, congrats again, man.
West Side.
West Side.
Good looking, bro. Good looking, bro.
And you know what's crazy too is like we was on the verge of having, you know, of course we got, you know, me and Diamond Joe, we're East Siders for life, and same thing with you know, we're gonna do every league, you know what I mean? But like, you know, bringing in AJ and Adam, and they almost went the distance. It was like it was good to see Derek and you be the ones that duking it out at the end. You know what I mean? Because like, okay,
AJ and Adam, they both in the East Side.
Yeah.
Oh my mama.
And they were fillers. Well, AJ was always gonna be in it because AJ's the type's like, what are we doing? Let's go. Like AJ's always with it.
Talk
and then Adam, because we needed one more, and then you know, or we were just gonna do 12. And then, you know, AJ was actually the one that was like, hey, yo, Adam, you ain't gonna do it? The fuck, I'm in it. And he was like, all right, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, because we were all, you know, he was already in Vegas with us. You know what I mean? So, you know, Adam on the spot. And Adam, you know what I mean? Shout out to him because, man, he had the craziest winning streak, the longest out of everybody.
He did.
You know what I mean? He went from losing all the way until he won all the way until he lost in the semis. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, pretty crazy how that worked
He had
out.
a hell of a season. Hell of a roller coaster of a season.
Right? And then he won third still. You know what I mean? Which is money back in our league.
Come on
You know
now.
what I mean? Yeah, so shout out to him.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was
shout out to the whole West Side, man.
And look, and you conquered the two main live drafts that you had this year.
Two live drafts, bro. Oh my mama.
Gotta emphasize that.
That's crazy work, right?
Different beast in the live draft.
Oh world, bro.
Well, as of right now, right? If the playoffs start today, Buffalo would get the Patriots.
Oh shit.
Who does Buffalo got to close the year? The Jets.
No, the Jets are the Patriots.
Oh yeah, no, the Jets.
No, the Jets. The Patriots are the Dolphins. The Dolphins.
Yeah, because the Jets just played the Patriots.
But as of right now, it shows the 7 would be Buffalo and New England too. So that would be that'd be fuck.
Yeah,
didn't it?
Who's Buffalo playing this week?
Let me take a look at the schedule.
Because I'm like, they might have an oop here.
Hey, Derek said he appreciates you, Bo.
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate you too, Derek. Come on, salute. Hope you feel
Week
better.
18. Okay, we go. Miami plays New England, and the Jets get Buffalo at Buffalo.
Yeah, see, they do got the Jets. Oh yeah, that's a new. That's a straight alley-oop right there. They're finna win that thing. So they're probably not going to play the Patriots, is what I'm saying. I think they're trying to avoid the Patriots too. So they're not going to sleep on the Jets here. They're going to try to make sure they obliterate them, get them back into form because they had a stinker of an outing against the Eagles. You know what I mean? And shout out to Derek too because he made that call correctly. He was like, "Listen, I'm playing the Brock over fucking Josh Allen." Like he had that. He kept saying it from the beginning of the week. He was like, "I'm just not fucking with it, man." And Josh Allen, as much as I make a case for it, damn, he was blanked out pretty much the whole game. There was a point where it was like most of the game was like 13-0.
Bum.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Peacock said Joe Mixon's contract could be told by Texans getting rid of. And then appreciate you, JD. Congrats again, bro. You already know. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I
too,
saw that
G.
about Joe Mixon this morning.
We did our thing this year, man.
Right.
It's basically an easy handoff. It goes from Bogey, the belt, to JD.
Come on,
no,
now.
that's a different league. That's the East Side League. belt.
Oh yeah, that's I missed. I got this. Forgot there was two. There's the East and the West side, right?
Yeah, the West Side League was the first year, so he's the inaugural champ. You know what I mean?
Oh world.
First, they'll never. That's one thing you can't take away from somebody when you're the first one.
Yes.
Oh
It's
world.
like, yeah, people can win the title after. You know what I mean? But the first one in history.
History.
See, if I had won it, good thing I didn't win it, because then I would have named the title the Bogey.
The bogey.
Oh no.
I would have.
The bogey belt.
I'd be like, this is the bogey. You know what I mean? Like the Lombardi. You know what I mean? But you know what though? One day, I'll conquer the West Side of League Mountain.
Climb to
Out
the
there.
top of the hill.
On everything under the sun in Vegas. You know what I mean? It starts at the draft. Yes. This was gonna be epic, man. Hey, we got to get you something special. Maybe I'll get you like a title belt or something. I got to get you something. It's not gonna be something that gets passed around, but we're gonna get you something. Yeah, the glorious to the death. We got to get you something for the inaugural joint.
We're gonna get a gold dip bag of bugles.
There
that
it
can't
is.
never be opened.
Trust me, I'll have the owner send me a bad box.
Yes.
I know one thing.
I
I swear to God, I was thinking last night. I said, you know what I need to have delivered to Vegas is a box of bugles
and pass them out for everybody while we drafting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got bugles out there though.
Yeah.
Come
Bugles
on now.
was my shit when I was a kid, bro.
I still get the motherfuckers from the Dollar
Yeah, they
Tree.
started coming out with mad flavors after.
I like the cheddar one. The cheddar one is my favorite one.
Yo, man, that's the nacho cheddar is my jam.
Favorite one. I love them bitches.
I had to take a break for a while though.
I bet you did.
my big mouth. I needed a break.
50 of them in 2 seconds. Peacock said Joe Mixon had a procedure done on his own away from the team that led to foot's blood flow being affected and a stall in progression. The toe could open the door for Mixon to return to the Texans in 2026. He was paid his full salary and may not just be cut in the offseason. Uh-oh.
Is that grounds for that? Just letting him go? Doing it on your own?
It sounds like he might got action at coming back. It's not like that he wasn't fucking off or nothing like that. He just had his own doctor do the procedure, and then it was a little complication with the healing. So it wasn't like he was fucking off and not trying to play football. It's just that the procedure had a little hiccup.
That'd be wild, especially screwing it. That would mess up Woody Marks' stuff, wouldn't it? Though. Would it affect it?
Woody's still gonna be around. I mean,
he would sit around, yeah, exactly, because he's on a rookie contract.
Round pick that they hit on.
Exactly.
He ride his whole 4 years out.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything.
I'm just looking at Mr. Mayberry's team, making sure he gets his things in there.
Oh, for week 18, huh?
Yeah, I'm just making sure because he's working on a trial. That's why I'm helping him out.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I've seen the players that are available and the players he got, but I mean, let's see. Let me just see what you're looking at here.
I missed a little bit of the news, I think. What was the motherfuckers that's already been ruled out for this week?
I can tell you right now. Hold on a second. I have pulled up on my mini iPad. Hold on. On outs for the 18. Outs for 18. Okay. The Colts are going to play Riley Leonard, right? Eagles are considering resting some starters. Rams are going to play some starters and not play others. Burrow will play. Herbert not. TJ Watt they're optimistic TJ Watt can play. Josh Allen's going to play week 18, but I think he plays just a limited because he has a streak going on. So I think he plays like a little bit, and then in comes Mitch Trubisky. Harold Fannon's done for the year. Gino's done for the.
My bad. What's his streak? Like
it's active game streaks, I believe.
Yeah,
starting.
Yeah. They call that the Iron Man. They call that the Iron Man streak.
I think he starts like for one play, and then Mitch Trubisky comes in.
You know what's so crazy is do you remember with Eli Manning? He had at the time when he was still playing his last year, he had he was the reigning Iron Man as far as consecutive starts,
Then
right?
he got benched, and
And
bruh
they
benched him.
benched him for
Oh,
fucking
my mama, I
Geno
do
Smith
remember
just
that.
to fuck him up out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
I do remember that.
Remember that shit? Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Lee. I just wanted to bring that up.
And then you got
Overall.
Darnell Washington's done for the year. He had a season ender. Jalen Waddle has a rib injury, but he's expected to come back week 18. Rashid Shaheed, concussion. He's going to be back for the playoffs. And Luther Burden's dealing with a quadricep injury.
You know, it's crazy for when I used to be a DFS fanatic, and shout out to Heart Star Kev. Excuse me, Miami Kev, right? Perfect.
Come on now.
He'll tell you there's money in this last crazy week 18 in DFS. It's crazy. Like, yeah, good thing I'm not that level of degenerate no more.
See, I downloaded Chalkboard because all the other apps here in Texas you can't use for betting, but Chalkboard's one of the ones you can use here in Texas now. So
y'all can't even do DFS out there.
You can, but
yeah, I think you can
do
because
FanDuel or DraftKings.
No, 100% you can. I just, but I think he might be referring to the betting on like the teams and stuff.
Yeah,
like
certain teams you can't.
Because Sven, shout out to Sven. I used to do DFS content with him. Like he used to bring me on their show back in the days, and he was a big DFS guy, and he's always lived in Texas, and he plays for real.
Yeah, because that's like us, Lee. We can't do sports betting, but we could do the fantasy shit though. It's called a game of skill. You know, we could do the over-under and shit like that for the player props and shit like that. But we don't do sports betting.
Yeah, they won't let us bet on like money lines or spreads and things of that nature. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, I guess the people keep voting against it, right? It just came up again last year where last November. They not last November, but last year's November, and they voted against that shit in Cali.
Peacock said he gonna take $100 next. Take $100 and make it last all year in DFS and see if he can make a profit. That's how you start your bankroll off.
No, that's a fact.
Facts.
That's
You just gotta play smaller units. Pause. On my mama.
You know what's so crazy, bro? Is when you look at this. I still remember this in the off season, and this is hella my fault because I was like, we gotta go and bet some hella shit, like future shit. Facts. One of the ones on one of our shows that we all agreed on was betting the over on the New England 8.5. Like, and it was funny because like, why is Vegas giving New England a 4-win team last year 8.5 just because they added variable, but it's like they knew it. You know what I mean? So I was like, bro, and that would have smashed because like, I just forgot. Like, I was just in Vegas having too much fun with the homies. Pause. Just in case it sounded weird to anybody.
JD, what time's the game tomorrow?
4:30, I think my time.
Okay, so
6:30 your time.
Okay.
Ooh, it's an early joint for us. Tight.
I think they the only game on tomorrow.
And then it's New Year's. There's like a bunch of games
on the first.
Tomorrow's New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Cool. That's pretty bad.
So yeah.
Did you hear that new joint I did, JD?
Nuh-uh.
I'm on there chopping. I think I put it in an OJ.
Okay.
It's dope too because I like lyricists. Fuck that. At heart. And then shout out to Slim. Because he hit me this morning. And we were talking about some other shit. He actually wants me to come on his podcast today, talk because on some hip hop shit. But he was like, yeah, I heard that new joint. Okay. I was like, okay, yeah. Because that's like one of the biggest reactions I've ever got out of him for my music. Because he's like a super tough critic, you know what I mean?
Come on now.
Yeah, because he's from the Mecca of like, you know what I mean? And I get that, you know what I mean? Like he didn't, and he's the same age as me, so he didn't grow up. So he had, we went through all the different eras of rap and hip hop. So I get he's heavy opinionated, especially when it comes to like a lot of his takes be like, motherfucker really gotta be saying some shit.
Yeah, Saturday you got Oregon and Texas Tech, Alabama and Indiana, and then Ole Miss and Georgia. They goalie.
Oh, you said that's Saturday?
That's Saturday because you guys got the only game on
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So at 11 o'clock my time, it's Oregon and Texas Tech. Then Alabama, Indiana, 3 o'clock, and then Ole Miss and Georgia at 7 o'clock at night on Thursday.
It's going
We
down.
got game Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You said
they're going Wednesday with the one game, and Thursday 3, and then the next round is January 8th, which is the semi. Not the semi. It got to be the semifinals because there's only 2 games. Is it? Yeah.
I think it would be the final, right? Isn't the finals
No,
usually?
the final is going to be January 19th.
Really? Oh, okay. They're pushing it back these days.
So
okay.
it's January 8th is one
Oh,
game.
that's kind of cool. They're treating it like a Super Bowl. They're giving them a couple
so
weeks.
January 8th
in between.
There's one in Glendale, Arizona, and then the January 9th is one at the Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta. And then Hard Rock in Miami is going to do the finals. In Miami.
That Atlanta stadium, they have a unique design, right?
Yeah.
That's indoors, but they have like the halo light.
Mm-hmm.
The whole fucking.
Well, then again, I bet you Georgia would love to be in their own stadium.
Yeah, in the home state. For sure.
Yeah, sure. But that Indiana, I don't know. I like Alabama. Indiana's good though. They got a hell of a defense.
I'm still tripping. That's pretty cool. They're treating it like the Super Bowl. They're putting like a couple weeks between time.
Yeah, they are. They didn't do that last year.
Yeah, because normally it'd be week the fantasy championship or that Monday, or so they already pushed everything further back because
when it was just the regular bowl season.
Yeah, just
regular bowl season. All the bowl games and all that would be like New Year's all around.
And then it would be the first Monday for the Natty. Right. Or the following week. Because I always remember it would always be on a Monday. Right before the NFL playoffs started.
Facts. Peacock said he did a training on YouTube to remove a strike from the Thanksgiving live stream. Remove a strike warning, deleted history after 90 days. What got struck?
It got deleted though after 90 days?
No. He said he did a training on YouTube to remove a strike from the Thanksgiving live stream. Remove a strike warning is deleted from history after 90 days.
Okay, so
when that motherfucker hit me with the YouTube strike, that's exactly what happened because it was my first. So all you did was, like you said, you did a class, and then after the shit, it removes it. But then that's what also put my channel into a little bit of purgatory to where they wasn't pushing shit out. I wasn't getting no views. But what got struck though?
Okay, so I got to go into the Thanksgiving Day episodes on.
He already did it.
Oh, nice. On the GWN?
Now that I don't know, it just says that he just did a training on YouTube to remove a strike from the Thanksgiving live stream.
Yeah. He might be referring to his channel. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I got to go and give him, he's like, just shoot me the passcode too. I'm like, okay, cool. Or I told him I'll shoot him the passcode. And he's like, yeah, just shoot me. That's how
it was a betting site or something I did on my channel. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, that motherfucker that hit me with it, big bro. I'm telling you, the video was damn near finna go viral because when he hit me with the copy strike, it was already at 1200. Oh my mama, it was only up maybe about 9 hours, and this was an uploaded video. It wasn't even from the live. It was from the live.
It was from the live.
How I be breaking that shit down. And that motherfucker, I woke up to and checked my fucking email. You have been hit with a copyright strike. Oh my mama, cold world. I ain't gonna get no bread, no shine on this shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't need to bring up his name, right? But we will talk about him when I saying his name. Bro was tripping.
Fuck him.
Yeah, because you know what's crazy is like instead of it is not even like we were negatively talking about him. It was
the bride. It was about him and the bride getting into it with each other on the motherfucking phone.
It was really about him just not wanting anyone to get any kind of shine off of any kind of content he created initially. You know what I mean?
Cold world.
I know, right? I'm like, we're living in a reactionary world, like where everyone's doing content, reacting in real time to shit. So it's like, it's kind of crazy how that works, because it's like now you're trying to control like how people
trying to
instead of viewing it like, oh, they could be bringing traction to my shit, like it's almost like free promotion, but they don't want to look at it like that. You know what I mean?
Cold world.
And I get it though, because I've been on both sides. As far as like for example, I've written songs where I had to go back and be like, yo, yeah, I didn't put my name in there. And then well,
yeah,
they're like, well, we
Peacock said
paid
you can
you.
go.
There's like, well, we paid you. I'm like, yeah, I still wrote it though. And when we publish it, you keep me involved. You don't just publish it unbeknownst to me. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've been in those situations before. It's like, and it's not like the song went on to blow up. It's just still they pushed the song out like it was like, you know. And then I'm like, listen, I still want my credit just so I can go get some bag everywhere else. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? Oh, no, yeah, your most popping song. I wrote it, but you're not gonna give me credit. Like, get
right. Like that motherfucker did that shit on his
own.
And
I would say the song and the name, but once again, not gonna give those guys no fucking credits. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Yeah. It's just kind of crazy how that works sometimes.
Go ahead, read it, Link.
It says, either way, it was just a warning. I have been going back and editing all the copyright stuff out with previous shows.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, JD went through that the other month, and he went on his channel, and then he was like, yeah, now after every show, I'll just check it. Boom. Is there anything needed to remove? So you can remove it right away.
But the copyright strike is different than the recycling copywritten material or partially copywritten material. Copyright strike, you get 3 of them, your channel's done.
Yeah, but it's also because that fool was and usually a copyright strike is either something that's contrary, like, you know, say you show some NFL shit, right? But in this case, if you show someone else's content, and then they go and report it too. You know what I mean? Like, I remember I had this idea this one time, right? You remember Talk Soup and like Taj.0 and all those?
Tosh is my boy. I still watch his clips to this day.
Yeah, I at one point I was like, what if we do like a fantasy?
Oh my goodness, that is the illest white boy ever, bro.
Hey,
my bad, bro.
No, listen. I thought of this idea one time, like we should do like a Talk Soup, like a fantasy gumbo type of shit, where it's like I'll go and clip up other actual content creator shit, and we just go, nope, don't agree with it, just like bag shit. But then I was like, I'm glad we didn't go that route because I was thinking, I was like, oh, we're gonna do a rap battle style, and because there's so many foods that are just hella trash, and they make proclamations or like, you know, we went through an era of shock jock like fantasy analysts where it's like, start the Delvin Cook now, like, you know, foods just yelling and shit, like, you know, we went through all the different styles of shit, and it's still, I was like, we don't need to do none of this shit, where we just gotta keep doing what we do, and it's just like, and I'm treated like the music game, just like the music, like there's gonna be people. I'd rather have a cult following than be like a commercial success, because then it's like I want people to like what we got going for the organic nature of it. Not like, okay, well, this is what people want, so we should do this now. You know what I mean? Even though there's better ways to structure shit, and shout out to Peacock and JD, because, you know what I mean, you guys have been actually the pillars to be like, okay, this is how we should really approach this. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Just to make sure, like, okay. And then Peacock said it best, like, now we done spent the time building up the brand. Now we can really hit this hard with the GWM. I'm like, yeah, I like that. Because building up the brand that's the most important part first. A lot of times, not everyone can strike gold right out the gate. So building and establishing a brand, in this case, that also comes with a community. And you know, and we don't just let anybody in. You know what I mean? Okay, everyone's welcome to rock with us, but at the same time, too, it's like the ones that rock longevity with us, you know what I mean? It comes with longevity. So we have a good community, because, you know, it's like I'm trying to get a meal up out of Canada for Vegas next year. Like, what? Let's go. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Like, I'm trying to get everybody out. Like Johnny's coming out next year to Vegas. You know what I mean? Like the Vegas thing. it's like a summit now. You know what I mean? Like because everybody, no matter where anyone's at, you get flights to Vegas, so that just works. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bruh. It's gonna be.
Peacock said a YouTube Studio allows you to replace, delete, or edit out copyrights or strike warnings from the lives. Yeah, I definitely check that shit every day. But partially copywritten stuff in a strike a engine shit. Partially copywritten shit. Say like if you really ain't tripping on getting monetized, then you ain't got to worry about partially copywriting strict. You know what I mean? You just go ahead and run it up. But if you're trying to get take your channel to the next level, you definitely got to take that shit out because here it is. I just learned from experience, bro. I got all the requirements to be fully monetized, and here they hit me with the bullshit. Straight probation. Thank goodness. Thursday's the first. Only a couple more days, and I get to hit them with that. Get me off my paperwork. Probation.
Come on.
Free. Get to make some motherfucking money.
Let's go. And we back in full effect.
Come on now. Punk motherfucker, man.
Hey, you know, I love it too because like this morning I issued out a bunch of bags to some winners, and you know what I mean? You know, and you know, I'm about to when we get out here, that's another thing too. Gotta allocate a bunch of fundage to some winners. And I love it because you know what I'm saying, that's what we do. Motherfuckers get paid on demand. Because at the end of the day, too, we not only do this for the glory, we do this for the bag, B. You know what I mean?
Oh, now.
There's big old pots of gold at the end of these rainbows, man. And we ain't playing.
We ain't playing, bro.
We ain't playing.
Oh, world, bro. And that's the thing, bro. There's too much motherfucking money out there in these fantasy football streets, bro. 100%.
We're barely even scratching the surface, I feel like.
Come on now. Them is facts.
And you know what I'm saying? We're not even selling the
I'm
surface.
gonna tell you like this with some of my winnings, bro. I'm finna go invest in my heat press. I told motherfuckers Hard to Start hoodies is coming real soon, bro. I'm finna go buy a $500 heat press. Finna go down to Lodi, which ain't nothing but about 10 minutes away from you. It's a wholesale store that do all that got all plain hoodies and all that. I just got to figure out how to put the motherfucking press on the hoodie because I had some hoodies printed up before. You know what I mean? 100%.
Yeah, I remember them.
On my mama. So
now
yeah,
they're like collector's items too. The first wave.
I'm finna give me some Hard to Start hoodies printed up by me on my mama and start jugging them bitches.
You know my man Prime One, right? So Prime One, his brother, he got a whole shop. Like this is what they do. So if you're ever looking to, and you can even bring your own product just to get pressed, they could do it. You know what I mean? And I'll get you in on the family discount type of shit. You know what I mean? If that's the case. If you don't buy it or press right out the gate, you know what I mean? But
yeah, no,
you definitely can buy the presses. They're cheap. They're not as expensive as back in the days, like before.
No, yeah, because my cousin is she's a custom designer out here in Sac. She wanted to top motherfuckers out here that be busting down with the custom. So the two heating presses that I sent her that I was interested in, she was like, "Yeah, them is you can't go wrong with either one of them." 100%. She gonna lie to me. Appreciate that, bro. I'm trying to get it all out.
I can get like a tracksuit done with her or something like that.
Here, I'll send you motherfucking her Instagram.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, appreciate you. Cause I like holy shit, I want to get like some tracksuits and like sweatsuits done. I want something I can print on tracksuits, and I want to be able to bring it to them. Like, all right, boom, I got this. I'm gonna print on this shit. Yeah, because back in the days, bro, I went down this rabbit hole a lot of times. Doing my own. Back in the days, I tried to launch this brand called 408. So it was like a big number 4, and it said 100, and then there was a little a little 8 after. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I was trying to go ambitious. I wanted it to have like, cause back then, do you remember them area code T-shirts? They used to be like a thing back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, I'm gonna get them motherfuckers with just be like, I want a tracksuit or a sweatsuit and it's just printed like hella little 408s everywhere. But then I was just like, you know, I got over that quick. But we did do a couple samples. You know what I mean? Back then, and I was like, oh, okay, this shit. I was trying to get embroidered shit, and I was like, oh, this is like press-on shit's the way to go though. When you just want to pump out some volume, you know what I mean? And press-on shit is clean. Shout out to neonpeacockmerch.com too, by the way, because you know what I'm saying.
Now.
Yeah, man, we've been able to. Man, shout out to Peacock. He's able to put a lot of our imagination to clothing. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Pretty dope.
All right, I just text you your Instagram profile. That's my cousin right there,
Okay.
man.
Shout.
You know what she doing. She got fat shit. Right when you open that shit, you gonna see that shit. She know what she doing.
That's dope.
All out the mud.
My bad. Someone just pulled up on my shit with an old school Land Cruiser, but they're using my driveway to flip a bitch. Like, why did you just pull up on someone's entire driveway though?
They don't know how to drive.
Oh, yeah, it did look like a kid. I was like, the fuck? Well, not my entire driveway, but they pulled up like, you know what I mean, on the little, onto the sidewalk. I'm like, that's crazy work. We got some big ass streets here.
Come on now.
Yeah, I got noise. Who the fuck is an old school Land? An old school Land Cruiser. But yeah, man, so we're definitely gonna hit y'all again Friday. Wake your game up. You know what I mean? We're gonna be hitting you for all you crazies that are still in the week 18s. Good luck to you, and we'll definitely we got our man ear to the streets. We're gonna keep you updated with all the latest and greatest injury reports because this one is a crazy week to and we do take on the challenge because that's what we're not going anywhere for this week. For those of y'all that are, because there is gonna be some of those tough decisions that some of y'all might have to make week 18. So but full watch parties. You know what I mean? For the prime times for sure. Not sure. I think we might do Sunday morning. Not sure if we do the whole grit don't quit Sunday. Or actually all football Sunday, huh? Most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday, I think.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, what am I talking about? The grit don't quit. Shit. So just everybody stay tapped in. You know what I mean? NeonPeacockMerch.com. Once again,
Peacock on my
you know what I mean? And congratulations to everybody. Once again, you know what I mean, for all y'all champs out there, you know what I mean, and for everybody that's interested in these playoff leagues, you know what I mean, stay especially tapped in or holler at any of us on our social medias. You know what I'm saying? GenWealthNet _ all one word on Instagram. If any of y'all want to find me on the gram, because we are going to start filling these things up Friday. We're going to have actual leagues set up where we can start filling people up on the spot. And you know what I mean? We're doing Venmos and or Zells, you know what I'm saying, to get people in. Zero rake, like I said. So shout out to everybody that wants to go right back to the war because we're going to be waiting. You know what I mean?
Dang. See y'all. Me and Lee gonna be over here tomorrow, man, for the Hurricanes game. For y'all come pull up, come fuck with us,
show too.
Oh my mama, and if y'all up early, we can get a new show in tomorrow too, man. Oh my mama.
OJ. We're doing OJ.
Yeah. If y'all want to get up and run one tomorrow, we can fuck with it.
Yeah, hell yeah. The last night for the year. Come on, for the 25.
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
Hell yeah, I'm with it.
We'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
See ya. Peace.
Peace.
Good night. Goodbye, champs.
Sir, one more time. Here we go, y'all.
Rock a drum to the beat like a metronome. Bogart, Scott-free, call me Metatron. Suckers I'm stepping on from here to Lebanon. We ballin'. All my fallen angels got weapons drawn. Right-handed God, cut from the pedigree. Let it off, put that on the mob, we gon' let it ring. Heavyweight, smoking hella gas, watch me levitate. Always late, time don't exist in the astral plane. Clocks grill, never make a mountain out of molehill. God's will, mobsters, eat lobster and oxtail. Big dope, mean we keep supreme clientele. Shine like Orion belt, iron behind the belt. By the power of God, I swing the beast by his tail. Come hella high water, I pray I won't fail. In my own category, all by myself. As I'm gon' kill them all, only time will tell. Smurfs get murked, pop you like a perk. I'm popping in the east, they heard that Poppy got the work. I'm big dog status, who you tryin' fuck with? Barking up the wrong tree, I'll put you pups on the pub list. We gon' show up and show out. Showstoppers, we gon' shoot it up at the showdown. Showing no emotion, got the show on the road. Never sold my soul just to rock a sold out show. You know how the saying go, the show must go on. Showboating, when it's showtime, I'ma show off. That's for sure, I'm a shogun. Guess I go to show, I ain't even got to show y'all. Said what I said, follow my speech pattern. Hella chips, hella rings, like I'm trying to be Saturn. Blue chipper draped in red, but only the green matters. Shoot the shepherd in the head, watch all of you sheep scatter. Metatron's cube, bet on the truth. Stomping out the devil's roof, looking out for the gumshoe. Hella kicks like kung fu, stacking what we up to. Franklin's we gon' thumb through. I know what time it is. I know what time it is. They say knowledge speaks and wisdom listens. I'm out the east, I'm on a mission to get it. I'm a beast, I don't need permission to get it. If I'm gon' eat, then we all gon' feast. They say knowledge speaks and wisdom listens. I'm out the east, I'm on a mission to get it. I'm a beast, I don't need permission to get it. If I'm gon' eat, then we all gon' feast. Rock a drum to the beat like a metronome. Bogart, Scott-free, call me Metatron. Suckers I'm stepping on from here to Lebanon. We ballin'. All my fallen angels got weapons drawn. All my fallen angels got weapons drawn. Man, watch out. Look out, bruh. Watch out. The fuck out. Man, watch out. Not the one to fuck with, I'll up it, I'll draw down. End of discussion. I'll push a button, get the best and lay it all out. Man, look out. Guess who got the jug now? I'm just trying to do my thing. Every time I do my thing, I pack that thing. All of that ring make it sing.